I know this isn't the time for a Red Bull, but it feels like the time for a Red Bull. Okay.
If you make coffee, I'll drink some.
That involves using my legs, so I'm gonna have to wait a minute.
That was some powerful marketing skills there, Zach. You make coffee, I'll drink some. Absolute salesman right here.
Put yourself in my shoes. If I was you, what would you do for me?
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Friday Night Dice. My name is Matt, and I am your Dungeon Master here. Thanks for joining us tonight. I hope to see some new faces tonight. We're trying to bring some more eyes to this Castaways campaign here that we run every Tuesday or Thursday, depending on everyone's schedules. But if you are new to the channel, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. This is a fairly RP-heavy campaign, and on more than one occasion, I have made a few of these players cry, and I'm slightly proud of it. Sorry, guys.
For those of them that have feelings.
But hey, it's
Okay.
Tuesday.
It carries over from my typical Tuesday into the night very well. So I'm already crying.
Feels bad, man. But
Nothing but
happy to
pain.
see all of you guys. I look forward to these days. It's D&D night.
Same.
Yep. Oh,
Dragons and dungeons.
how you guys doing today? I know it's been a long Tuesday, especially with this heat. I don't know if you guys are like me, but this heat can go fuck itself.
Wow.
I'm personally exhausted but excited.
I
Yeah,
hung out in the pool with a bunch of kids today.
fun stuff.
I'm on the excited but exhausted train. I almost got it back.
Sounds like everyone.
But I'm here.
Exhaust. That's all.
I see Zach's over there
Exhaust-
bobbing his head to our Friday
Excited?
Night Dice theme song. I gotta get with Ben and see if he'll make another one for me for our outro. I think that'd be kind of cool.
Can you
We'll
make
see.
like a slow jam version, maybe?
Probably.
So that if we ever accidentally end on like a love scene, you could just fade to the outro song.
Or like a TPK.
Yeah,
Or,
it would
yeah.
be even funnier if it was a TPK.
Oh,
And then
man.
it's like Barry White comes on.
Oh, God. We'll see. I'll talk to him.
Alright.
But without further ado, let's get into tonight's session because I, for one, am ready to play. So, last we gathered, we watched as the Castaways, they finished what they could cleaning up the camp where they found the Hell Orc and defeated him. Kothar taking his blade and dispersing with the remains of the hunters that they had just finished torturing and dismembering. They found a quiet bush in the outskirts of this small encampment where it seems that some villagers of Tressana had been harvesting the local woods. The same woods that the druids told you needed to stop being harvested so that they would not anger this forest spirit of Maeve. As you guys sat and watched through your nightly sleep, or I should say your daily sleep because it was daytime, you watched as a couple hunters, scouts, came into camp. They found blood. They found what they could only assume to be remains of some sort of animal or human, and then signs of the demonic presence. Confused and worried, they left town. Just before they left Akara, you cast a hunter's mark on them, and as you guys the next morning followed suit, tracking them through the northern reaches of the forest. Tracking them back, almost seeming like they continued their hunting path, arcing back up towards the village of Tressana, but not quite going into Tressana. You all went into the village to find your old friends, to confront them, tell them what you had seen, and hopefully get them out before trouble arose. As you met your friends and explained to them the situation, they quickly understood and agreed with you. They needed to get out of here. You guys met with the local leader of the hunters, Geffroy, a large Goliath man. You spoke to him, tried to gather what information you could, and then pulled him aside privately into your tent, where you guys basically held him at gunpoint. Told him that he was leaving this tent one way or another, alive or dead, if you guys did not get the information that you needed. He gave you what information he could about Udelafon, this mysterious leader, of the three people that kind of lead over this city, and his two followers, Kara and Xavier. The three of them, these almost aristocrat-like trio that oversaw this city and was almost beloved by their people. Why are you guys laughing?
No reason.
Motherfucker, you said aristocrat.
I said aristocrats.
I saw the three kittens from Aristocats.
Okay, whatever.
I've got bad news. 3 cats lead the village of Tressana now.
I fucking hate you guys so much.
It's a great movie, though.
It's honestly the image that it presents is
Whatever. So, after talking with
Cats.
him, you, Zamira, ran out into town, crying out loud, telling the townsfolk what all you had heard, what all you had found. Some of them questioned you, some of them called you crazy, but eventually Udelafon came and he confronted all of you. It seemed as if most of the village stuck to his side, but there were a few wary individuals, those that you guys had met throughout the village. The foragers, the hunters, and varying other small individuals that you'd had small interactions with that followed as you left town. But moments before you left town, a peculiar interaction happened. Kothar, you confronted Udelafon about possibly being the culprit who murdered your compatriots, and told him that he should not be hiding. As you left, a voice appeared in your mind. Told you who was hiding. With better judgment, you left the town with your group, sticking to your formation and your plan, getting your shipwrights, your fellow crewmates, and those who wish to join you out of town, and you guys ventured through the forest. With a little bit of luck, you guys made it to the riverbanks, sending a small little bird message back to Gram. Frelia, the druidic leader that you all had met in Sengara, who turned out to be none other than Fane's grandmother. You now await for her message to see if she can help escort these people back to the village of Sengara. What are you guys doing?
Well, so are we going to wait for the response, or is there no time like the present and we just kind of, you know?
How many days away from Sengara are we?
About 3.
I hate to wait 3 days for just alone in the woods. That seems a dangerous proposition.
Yeah.
I was under the impression that we were still already going when we sent the message. Like we were already on our way.
I thought so as well. But I'm fine either way. If we continue or we just continue on, or if we wait, but I feel better about continuing on.
We don't have time to wait.
I agree. It will be difficult to protect these people as it is on the move, but if we stay here, we are sitting ducks.
Yeah, I don't think we have enough supplies to kind of take care of these people for 3 to 4 days, and then potentially also escort them. So how do you guys want to do this? Should we kind of wrangle them up and make a perimeter? Because I think that's probably going to be one of our better options.
Yep.
I think we could have a forward scout, a rear guard, and then not too distant, but someone who can at least warn of dangers that are incoming, and then the rest with the pack.
It sounds like a pretty decent idea to me. I know, Captain Breger and all of them are probably not going to be, pushovers, so...
I would, if we are traveling at night, I would happily take to these guys and do Overwatch.
Is the canopy not too thick? Are you still able to see down?
I don't know.
Here on the banks of the river, it's not nearly as thick as you've been used to when you travel through the centers of the forest or this jungle.
So if we stuck to the riverbank, and traveled west, we could have a pretty clear path.
Correct. It's just it's the other side of the coin though as well, is you're more in the open through the terrors that plague these skies.
I like that. I do.
Kedai, just a quick reference because I can't find it in PHP for some reason. Does it tell you how fast your animal messenger travels?
It did. It was duration 24 hours. Flying 24 hours for a flying messenger or 25 miles for other animals. Covering about 50 miles per 24 hours.
Okay. Continue. I gotta do some math.
Well, do we want should I be at the rear or should I scout ahead?
Where do you feel most comfortable, front or back?
I'm of a mind to be up front. I'm a bit worried that with such a large group we might run into a hunting trap or something unnecessary that I could keep an eye out for.
Well, then I will keep an eye on our rear and make sure that there is nothing following
So I will go probably about a good 30, 35 feet in front of the main group, and I will be keeping my eyes out in a scouting pattern, but also making sure that we're not the bulk of us are not about to, like a straggler's not going to walk off into a hunting trap.
Sure.
I'll,
I will remind you guys that it is getting close to nightfall now, which is normally the way you like to travel, but you guys tell me, are you continuing to travel through the night?
Not with this
think
group.
so.
We shouldn't.
I think we get like maybe a good hour and like just an hour past sunset, just a little bit, just to put a little distance between us and the city.
I personally think we should press through the night if Zeltroy, if we're exposed and Zeltroy starts to hunt while we travel, that scares me.
It is, but I'm also afraid that, I mean, the five of us at night isn't not a big party. This is a larger party. Even at night, I think we might draw some unwanted attention, and there's the possibility that these individuals are not, we can't track all of them as easily during the night.
Yep. Possibility of stragglers, the fact that even amongst the five of us, dark vision is a commodity that we do not have a lot of, and my assumption is the majority of these people are humans or others without dark vision. So
We know roughly what time Zeltroy hunts, correct?
just before midday, if I recall. But that's only if one of us rolls low, which we've keen to do so far. So
Well, I mean, we can just take a break near midday,
Yeah.
kind of like pull ourselves more into the jungle. I mean, it'll cost us, probably an hour to two just to make sure we cleanly avoid that time frame, but
I think that could be the way.
Do we have any reason to believe that they would come after us for taking their village members?
they all left willingly. We took nobody that by force.
Well, no, but
That's
Do we
part of the
know-
reason.
do we know how... if they're willing to just let them leave and let it stand, or if they won't let it stand?
I feel like if they came after us, they would only prove our point, and others might defend.
Wind the clock back about 30 seconds, DM. As she's starting that, I will wave Elijah and Barrow over
Okay.
so that they can catch that. And I'll just kind of look at them.
Say what you said one more time for me, Zamira. Sorry.
Do we know if they're probably going to give chase, if they're pissed that we took people? I mean, my assumption is probably.
Second. Here, Barrow will approach. Well, it's hard to say. Gafroy was a little more close to them than we were. I don't really. I would say they. Short answer is they might. Udelafon's a proud man, but a smart man. He, from every count I could tell, he plans things before he acts. So, if he was to give chase, I wouldn't think he'd act so rashly, so quickly.
Yeah, he also just got done talking about how he lost a bunch of people, including his son. So probably
Sloth
not.
can make people do rash things, though.
If he wishes to repeat his mistakes.
I mean, the question is, does them potentially giving chase change what we're going to do?
I think they were at their strongest when they had their defenses. I would take the 10 or so fighting of us against any number of their fighters, really.
Yeah, I can't imagine they would send a party large enough to kind of challenge us. I think that would leave the city more or less undefended.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was merely asking because it does, especially for this first night, it does seem to dictate what we were to do if we were to travel through the night if we had cause to believe we were being chased.
There's no way we travel through the night. Somebody's gonna wander off, get hurt.
I agree with Kothar and Ikari here. I think we push a few hours at most into the night.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure that we felt comfortable that they wouldn't be coming after us.
It's a good thought, but for now, I think we push just a bit farther.
I agree. I think it's something
And
that
if
we
they
should
come?
be.
And if they come, we kill them.
I guess just keep a closer eye out back there, Fane. You know?
I will. And I will take off, and I will go back, I will say 240 feet.
Ooh.
And I will do half circles behind, just sort of loping just above where the tree cover would be, kind of going back and forth behind, kind of checking to the riverbank and then to the other side, then riverbank, other side, just keeping a good swatch on behind us.
Sure. Roll perception check.
It's a big fat 11.
As far as you can tell, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour goes by. Doesn't appear like anyone's following you guys.
Do we notice any campfires, smoke, anything off in the distance?
Not from here. Nothing that you've seen so far.
We'll go about an hour into the night and then stop.
As the sun begins to set, you all sit, camp for the night. As you're all sitting down and making camp for the night, I assume setting a fire to bring warmth to people of Prasanna that you are escorting, and you're kind of gathering around it. The young halfling forager approaches you, Kothar. While you guys were gone, you said if I found anything of interest, I should bring them to you. Or you might have more to trade, possibly? Maybe?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, you were interested in that book last time, and he pulls out two pieces of crumpled up paper and another stone that's a lot like that one you guys found from the sludge golem with it.
I appreciate it. I mean, what would you like for this?
Well, I don't want to ask too much, but we could call it a down payment on services rendered, but I don't have a place to sleep.
I mean,
Yes, you do. It's with us.
I think I misspoke. I don't have a place to lay my head. Understand what I'm saying? As he motions towards your bedroll.
yep. Take it.
Oh, well, thank you. We'll call this a down payment. I will see what else I can find to help pay it back, because this is immensely more than what I have to offer.
Absolutely not, my friend. Consider us even. I, never really fancied them myself.
And if you guys check Discord, I sent you the links to the paper he sent you, or handed you.
Are they... God, still in what? What were they in? Elvish, I think?
They are in Elvish.
Oh, well, I will pass them back over to Akare.
Guess I gotta read these out loud for Chan, huh?
You don't have to, unless you're reading them right now.
Well, yeah, I'm gonna read them right now. The question is whether or not I just read them aloud. Yeah, I guess we'll gather the group around.
Yeah.
They are numbered by page number, just so you know.
All right, let me do some vocal warm ups. I got to do my narration voice.
Yeah, while he does that, Matt, I'd like to say, you said we had a fire. I'd like to clarify, assuming no one else in the group has any issues. I'd imagine we would have set a couple, like 3 or 4 small fires to allow
Yeah.
people to kind of spread
That's-
out a little bit.
I kind of assumed you guys would do small fires to minimize the light or the attention, rather than one giant fire for 30 people to gather around.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure, because the alternative was one small fire and everyone freezing to death, so.
Sure. Fair. Yeah, I kind of pictured it as like multiples, but I was just talking about like giving the visual of the one you guys are gathered around, basically.
Okay.
So I will read to the group the pages. The page, according to comparing to the others, is dated 10 years after AD-001, previous diary entry when he was abducted. Oh boy, this is gonna be bad. It's been a while since I've been able to sit down and write anything. My beloved Astoria is still bitter and cold from the loss of AD-00. No, the loss of our son. Kalu has grown into quite the young inventor himself, but Astoria dotes on him, never letting him out of her sight, or experimenting with anything too dangerous. I can't blame her. I feel partly to blame for her overprotection. Recently, Kalu showed me an invention of his building off the work I had created so long ago. He called it a loxolite heart. A jagged piece of loxolite with arcane runes embedded all over it. Arcanic runes embedded all over it. He showed me as he embedded the heart into a small clay golem and spoke the command word, Awain, Elven for awaken. The golem awoke. No intricate moving part, no mechanisms to give it movement. I was astonished. I watched in awe as the heart receded into its chest and the tiny golem began to follow him around, almost as a guard. I named him Addie, for Mom. The sheer amount of emotion pouring over me caused me to burst into tear. I pulled my boy in close and thanked him. Thanked him for renewing my faith. I looked him in the eyes and knew with my son's creation, I could replicate hundreds of thousands of these golems. It was time. Time to reclaim my first son back from the Delmitak oligarchy. Number of pages are skipped. This one's numbered 39. Well, we're finally home, to Astoria. I was finally going to get the chance to show Kalu and Astoria my home. Almost. I guess I should start at the beginning. Roughly a fortnight ago, we started our assault upon the Delmitak oligarchy. 7,000 of my strongest elven men, 2,000 of my strongest mages, 15,000 arcane golems that I built with my son's design, and myself piloting the once again airborne city of Elzora. Finally, my creation returned to its prime, and ready for our assault. It didn't matter if I wasted every last battery if it meant we could bring AD-001 home. As the city crested the mountainside, we saw their arms standing on the outskirts of the city, waiting for us, with AD-001 standing at the helm. There was something different about him. I watched, almost as if he was ascending a set of ethereal stairs, and vanished before my very eyes. Not moments later, screams rang out as I looked out from the helm of my city, and there he was, AD-001, somehow waltzed right through my defenses, and was now slaughtering my people. Before I could even turn around, Astoria was out the window, running through the streets towards him. I handed over the controls to Kalu and darted out after her. I called out for the golem to come to our aid, but as they surrounded him once again, he vanished before our eyes in a flash of green energy. I looked up as I heard Kalu call out, and saw AD-001 was raining down arrows of arcane lightning upon the city, vanishing and reappearing over and over again. I ran to the edges of the city to try to call out to him, but as I did, I looked on in horror as the Delmitak oligarchy's forces were overpowering our armies. I could feel a strange sense of dread wash over me. Was my beloved creation really worth the lives of my people? Astoria might never forgive me, but I knew it must be done. As I ran through the streets back to the home, I called out to my men, telling every man, woman, and child to return to the city immediately. As I breached the helm, I could see the frightened look on Kalu's face. I wrapped my arms around him and assured him that I had everything under control. I readied the city for the jump. The pylons began to charge as my people poured back into the city. Astoria broke through the door, screaming and pleading with me to stop. She charged me to try to shut down the controls, but I knew what I must do. I slammed the button, and within an instant the city was sent hurtling through the plains once more. It was such a jarring feeling that as I looked out, watching the various elemental and extra-dimensional planes flash before my very eyes, I looked, and I saw AD-001 hot on our tail, chasing us through every plane, one after another. I stopped the process and found ourselves adrift in the astral sea. He continued to rain down lightning at us from all angles, but something was off. Our movement through the plains had caught the attention of something that even chills me to the bone thinking of it now. A massive creature, larger than anything I had seen before. A body covered in scales of black, with hues of green and red. Spines of bone protruding out of its large, 4 serpent-like tendrils. Rows of jagged teeth surrounding a singular, piercing yellow eye in the center, surrounded by 7 smaller eyes that almost seemed as if they shifted and moved in every direction. I had heard tales of this thing before. A destroyer god that wandered about the cosmos. The Gazing King. I watched in horror as rays of green and gold began shooting out from all over its body, disintegrating some and petrifying others. AD-001 shifted his attention towards the being and began raining down arrows of arcane lightning upon him, even damaging one of the tendrils that was firing the disintegration ray. The Gazing King let out a billowing roar so ear-piercing that was all I could do to not pass out from the sheer force. Just before I lost consciousness, I slammed my hand back down on the button again, calling out to AD-001 to follow. But something went wrong. As both the city and AD-001 reappeared above Tilstaria, he slammed into one of the pylons of the city and sent him hurtling towards the ground and us on a crash course. As I awoke, I found my sweet Astoria turned to solid stone just outside the helm of the city, and my city lay in ruin. Looking over the city with Callu at my side, I watched as I saw them, hundreds of dragons soaring across the sky. We crash-landed in the worst possible place in all of Tilstaria, Uldenheim, the Isle of the First Dragons.
First question, did you read this out loud?
Yes. For you guys.
Thane will go like this immediately and say, there is no way this is true. Oh, that is so fantastical.
If you're within reach, I'll take your hand. If you let me. Just give it a squeeze.
I think it is true, Fane. This, this Gazing King, so-called, it's the reason I'm here in the first place. It's not just Astoria and some of the people of that city. I guess the Gazing King followed me to the Azari people, and it disintegrated my tribe and turned others to stone, just as in this diary.
I'm sorry for my quick words.
Oh, it's fine. It's why one of the Vio Ray had sent me, or told me about a place called Tygarth, which is where I thought I'd find answers, but I suppose I'll find the answers I seek on this island.
I actually have a small idea. Do you mind if I see that stone that was with the paper?
Can somebody, I don't know what year it is. Is this date on this diary recent?
The most recent one?
Yeah, I'm looking at like page 35 and 39, right?
Yeah, so page 39 is dated about 200 years ago.
Yeah, I don't think that's recent, bud. At least
I'll just kind of shift the, I forget what it's called. I will shift the thing that Kalu made over to Anne.
I will,
Locks a light heart. That's what it is.
just out of curiosity, I will create. We're on a riverbank.
Correct.
So is there mud?
Yes.
I will go and I will make a mud man in the mud. And I want to put the Loxolite, like just like a 2-foot mud man, just like 10 minutes of work. And I want to jam the heart, build the heart into the chest of it. And then I want to say Awain to it. Interesting. How big is the Loxolite heart?
About the size of a softball, kind of jagged with very like I don't know. It's not. I don't want to describe it as a softball because it's not round. It's kind of a jagged piece of metal.
Roughly,
Yeah.
like softball sized. Sure.
It's like a black anchor heart that goes in the chest. There was some truth, well, some other truths in that journal. At the end, he called Oldenheim the Isle of the First Dragon, and that confirms what I had read in my studies about Zeltroy, that he was the oldest dragon and the king of dragons. They knew this even back then. He's been here a while.
I mean, I guess on the positive side, it details hundreds of dragons, and we've seen slightly less than that. So,
Akari, if it is true, what do you wish to accomplish with this information?
Well, I guess explore my first home. If it's here.
There is a ruined city in the east, is there not?
Yeah,
High
they've
Pass.
taken to calling it High Pass, but I don't think it particularly changes anything for now. But I'm sure I'll find answers there. Or maybe more questions.
That is all this island seems to provide, is it not? More questions.
You're really quiet, Emma.
That is all the island seems to provide, is it not? Just more questions?
Yeah, but I don't know. It's evident to me that some of us, maybe all of us, it didn't just it appears to be happenstance, but we didn't just happen to be here together at once.
I think there's very little that happens in this universe by happenstance. I think fate has its fingers woven through all of us.
I found my grandma. I would be a fool to be a disbeliever in that, so I guess I doubly apologize for doubting the contents of that.
It gives me hope that I'll find what I came here for. Since it seems none of us are here for nothing.
I guess that raises the question, Zamira, what are you here for?
It's a good question, Courtney.
I'm hoping to find some truth. I'm hoping to secure the safety of the world. I'm not entirely sure what I'm looking for. I don't mean to be overtly vague, but all I know are rumors. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know that I was sent here to retrieve something. But that's all I know.
It wasn't me, was it?
Unless you fancy yourself an object.
To some.
I think you might be right. I think this island does only provide more questions.
I don't know what it is. I know what it was referred to as, and
What was it referred to as?
I'm not very comfortable disclosing.
Which thing?
Not that I don't trust you.
But I think that's what you just said. But it's okay.
We are
It's
in the
okay.
presence of a very strange place, and one never knows who's listening.
Akare, do you mind if I hold on to one of these Loxolite hearts for just a little bit? I will keep it safe, I promise.
Just do me a favor and don't go creating anything.
Alright. But what if I just... Not a creature, but... Maybe just an object. I'm not much of a craftsman and I will likely fail, but I am curious about something.
I think some people create objects because they can, not because they should exist.
I agree. I think it's a very wise observation.
That was a self-observation.
I'm happy you exist. I think we all are.
Well, I will not create anything, not without your permission. But if that is the case, I have no true use of it, and I will hand it back.
DM, I'm gonna scale a tree at the rear of our path, and set up a watch.
Every party's gotta have one guy that scales trees.
Oh lord.
Statistically, 1 in 4.
Are you one of the 25% of people that scale trees? If so,
You may be
see-
entitled to financial compensation.
Yes.
I hate this.
Hey, DM,
Yes.
having a bit of experience with leatherwork, how long do you think it would take me to create a studded version of my current sort of armor setup? Like the chest brace, the
What
hip,
armor?
the
Naked as the day is born.
I'll probably, if I wanted to create something that was basically the chest brace with like a larger leather piece here, like likely a leather pauldron, and then studded hip guards, and then kind of like calf guards.
You can definitely make it with the leather, but where are you gonna find the studs?
I was going to use
Got 3
the
of them right here, baby.
Oh
That's true.
my.
Oh.
So- my plan for that was to use the Tyrannosaurus teeth and other teeth that we had collected.
Okay.
I have roper teeth, I have T-Rex teeth, and I believe I have lizard teeth.
Yep, you could do it.
Okay. You have a rough.
As far as time, depends how many days and hours you want to devote to it. It'll definitely
as
take you some
many as
time.
it takes.
Huh?
As many as it takes.
It'll definitely take some time. At least a week for the leather to cure.
I thought the leather cured during.
Traded
They
it
had
for
a week
booze.
to. I didn't trade it for booze. I traded a javelin for booze.
I thought you traded.
I still have-
leather.
No, I traded
Oh.
the 3 javelins for booze, and I kept the 2
That's right.
pieces of.
That's right. You're right.
So the red and black and the green and black leather.
They, depending on rolls, somewhere between a day or two to fashion the studs and turn it into armor.
Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
Akari, go ahead and roll your perception check for your watches.
Uh, 18.
Is anybody staying up to do watches?
I can do one. I don't care which one.
I'll take the first one, but I'll only kind of half watch, and I will start working on the studded leather if I can.
Okay. Roll a perception check at disadvantage.
Five.
You're a little too focused on your leather, so you don't really catch much throughout the night. Every rustling of the bush, every sound of the wind, every push of the water against the shore, kind of it makes you look up and kind of look around, but it's a quiet night. Akari, there's something off about tonight for you. As you look up, you can see the moons growing ever closer to their apex, not still about a month away. They're almost creating an ominous luminescent glow to the island as they draw ever so closer to both being that full moon. Down to the south, you can hear the sound of almost chopping of wood across the river, almost echoing from across the river. And it continues throughout the whole night. Who's taking second watch?
I can take it.
Go ahead and roll your perception check for me. Jeez.
$15.
15. You as well can hear the sound of the wood, almost a slight echo of an axe hitting into a large tree trunk, kind of echoing off in the distance. You can definitely tell it's coming from across the river, but how far away it is, you can't tell from here. Hidai, at this moment, you awaken. There's a small bird pecking at your head.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm awake. I'm sorry.
It leaves you a
I'm so excited
message
right now.
from Gram, from Freya.
Okay.
Don't stray too far. We're coming for you.
They're coming for us. What the fuck? Okay. It's Zamira's watch, right?
Correct, second watch.
I would, find her and let her know.
Okay.
And then probably spend the rest of the watch with her since I'm already up.
Okay. That's
What do
easy
you think the group is gonna think about this?
I guess the people that came with us might be a little hesitant, but it's probably for the best. I'm sure they'll be apprehensive at first, but they'll see that we weren't. It'll give them the chance to see that we weren't lying to them sooner, and the traveling together back to their village bonding might be a strong word, but we'll give them the chance to commingle and get to know each other a bit. Establish some trust before we're just on one of their turfs solely.
Well, I think we're gonna have to set up some sort of a makeshift shelter if we're gonna hang out in one place for a little while. Because I agree that it's probably not safe out here, but I guess there's safety in numbers, huh?
She didn't say why they were coming to us.
Nope, that's all that she said.
Interesting. That concerns me a little bit. Why they
I-
feel the need.
TM, do I know for sure that that note went to the right person?
Yeah, it was directed
Okay.
towards you.
Just double check.
New phone, who it is?
I'm sorry, I'm not getting good reception on my Sparrow.
I think perhaps I'm not sure if I should awaken some people and let them know, or if we can expect them after the morning. I don't want anyone to be caught off guard while they're sleeping and think we're under attack and act out irrationally.
I mean, we have the proof. I would say that they shouldn't respond too terribly. And we might as well let them sleep. We don't want anybody to get overly tired. It's been a long day. But, I mean, I definitely agree that staying in one place is a lot more dangerous, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe the druids know something we don't.
There's not much that would surprise me there. From everything I've read, seems to generally be the case with druids.
Yeah. Well, I guess we just tell them in the morning.
Seems reasonable.
That's all I got. That's my plan.
Taking third watch. Or is it just Akari's roll?
I'll take it.
As whenever he wakes up, I'll let him know what we know in case they come.
Right.
22.
Jesus. Nothing gets past Kothar. They fill you in on the wood chopping that they've heard throughout the night, but as the sun begins to crest, about the only noise that you've heard through the whole night throughout your whole watch, and as the sun begins to crest just over the mountain ranges, as the rays begin to kind of fall down throughout the valley, the chopping stops. With that roll, you can tell it's coming from the direction that is just northeast of the village of Sangara.
Akari, wasn't that the direction that you tracked our two friends yesterday?
Singara, not Tristana.
Correct.
Sangara. Whoops. Whoop.
Yeah, we haven't crossed the river yet. So when he says across the river, he means
It's
northeast
south.
of Singara.
It's south of you now, but northeast of where Sangara.
Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to mentally map everything.
Sorry, my bad.
No, it's
We're-
not you. It's
We're like at the forks of the river on the west side. Essentially. Somewhere around
okay.
there. Sorry, Zach, did you have anything RP wise? Okay. DM Kari's gonna sit there for quite a while. And slowly he's gonna dismantle his chess piece. And just kind of see what's underneath. And he takes the Loxolite heart, and owing to the words in the diary that Kalu had worked off of the previous work of his father, just want to see what's under the metal.
Underneath your metal.
Mm-hmm.
Looking throughout it, there's varying different mechanisms, but there is no lock slide heart. If that is what you're looking.
Not being an asshole, genuinely curious, would this look like to the other people just a man ripping skin off bone? I'm genuinely curious.
If anyone saw it, it would look very peculiar. More like he's taking off his leather armor and like staring down at his chest.
Okay.
And as the striking of the tree, almost repetitive, like the ticking of a clock, Akari is gonna do his best to drift in and see if there's any memories coming to the surface. Anything from his past.
Roll d20 for me.
18.
Towards the end of the watch, kind of as the sun begins to crest over, you almost followed to a trance of sorts as the rays of the sunlight begin to kind of crest across Akare's metallic face. There's an instant where, for probably the first time in a long time, Akari begins to black out as the world around him begins to fade. Everything that he can normally see while sleeping begins to almost fade to black. And before long, you see multiple planes, extra-dimensional planes, flashing before your eyes. You can see there are a plane of fire, a plane of earth, a plane of sand, a plane of ever-raging sandstorms. You can see the astral sea, you see the Shadowfell, all sorts of these extra-dimensional and different planes flashing before your eyes in an instant before you can feel almost as if it happened again. You're slammed into a massive piece of metal, and it sends you hurtling through the dimensions. You see yourself pass as you fall across the skies, and as you now are looking through the eyes of what you can only assume to be a previous memory, you see the peaks of the Frosty Mountains below you, but in that instant before you go crashing down, you're hurtled back, tossing ever through the plains, almost as if you're doing it to yourself, but you can't control it. You've almost lost control of your own ability, and you just can't seem to stop. But this happens for, as far as you can tell, years, before eventually, to save yourself from the madness, you shut down your internal processing. The next time you awake is in your village that you know so well.
That's all.
The thing we talked about outside a game, you can do now if you.
Yeah, we'll make it progressive.
Okay. So, you all awaken from your slumber. The sun kind of hitting all of your faces. A warmth kind of washes over you. As you guys, now after having for the first time in a while, almost a sense of accomplishment. You feel like you're finally getting somewhere, and looking out over the horizon, you can hear the sounds of wing beats. Not the familiar sounds that you've heard from the large dragons, but you look, and over the horizon coming across the river are 12 giant eagles. As they all land on the beach, you watch as the first one shapeshifts back into Australia.
Oh shit.
Gran got them gams.
It's
Let me just take this moment to point out that I now know what a giant eagle is.
Okay.
And 3 levels you can be at, baby.
Challenge rating might be a bit high.
as Gran transforms up, I will walk forward and sort of just present myself and sort of bow a little bit. I say, thank you for coming, especially on such short notice.
Well, it wasn't so short. I sent a follower, keep an eye on all of you. And when I saw the massive group leaving, I knew I had to do something.
What is it? Well, if I'm to observe this correct,
My dear boy,
Are
there's no way
you-
all of you are traveling through this jungle with this many people and making all back alive.
I
We're here
appreciate
to
it.
assist that.
How many could you carry?
I assume each of my druids could carry 2, 3, 4 at a time. It'll take us a few trips going across the river, but we can get you all at least to a better sense of safety.
I'm assuming all the village people have seen them.
Oh
At
yeah,
this point?
they're
How do they look? Are they taking this well? Are they scared?
awestruck, basically. They're speechless.
I'll say if we could do this with post haste, perhaps I could speak to these people first and perhaps offer them a bit of comfort. They
We mean
think
them no
you'd be
harm, we're simply here to help.
Indeed. But up to this point, everything they know is that you are monsters, so this will go a long way, but
Well, let us
perhaps
prove
just
them
a
wrong.
bit of something. I agree. And I will turn around and I will sort of address the people of Trasana. And I will say, people of Trasana, you've been given every reason to believe that these tieflings, my people, are beasts, savages, murderers. I am grateful to tell you that these are lies. I don't expect that you can easily release prejudices that have been long held, but if you may spare them for a moment in this desperate moment and just trust for a brief moment, I think in time you will find that these are a good people. Trust them to take you across the river and to send Gara where we will be safe. And in time you will see the fullness of their trustworthiness.
As you finish talking, Gofroy steps forward. I will be the first of my people to take the plunge, to extend the hand and place my trust in all of you.
I'll like grab him on the shoulder and then like headbutt, like a respectful headbutt. Like of kinship, you know?
Do like the whole forearm grab thing.
Yeah.
Dylan, you son of a bitch. Fucking love that scene.
But I'll nod to the people and I'll say, come. Any who wish to join, but if you wish to observe first, please do so. But if you can trust, then please come forward and my people will help. And I'll nod to the Eagle people as well.
One by one, some a little hesitant, some a little apprehensive and scared. But eventually, they each make their way over to a set of eagles, and the druids begin carrying the people that are with you across the village. Or, I mean, across the river towards the village.
I want to personally carry Kothar across.
Don't think
I was
you
about to
can.
say, I'm going to apologize for whoever the fuck Eagle has to carry my dumbass.
One of the Relia comes up. I think he's gonna have to go by himself.
I'm sorry.
One of the eagles comes over, and it takes them like 3 flaps of the wings before they even get off the ground, just trying to pick Kothar up.
I want to try to flap my hands just to help. Even just symbolically.
But eventually, about 2 hours goes by, and all of you are across the river.
Good. From here, do we continue our walk?
Aurelia nods. The 5 of you should hold on for one. And as the rest of the druids kind of start to escort the rest of the people away, and you see Guilfoyle stop to kind of turn and look at all of you, kind of a little like, why aren't you following sort of look.
Mhm.
Is everything okay?
For Gilfroy, this is Thalia, my father's mother.
So your grandmother.
Thalia, indeed.
That's, I thought you weren't from this island.
I didn't think so either, but she knows my father's name, and I see no reason to distrust her, based on what I know.
Oh. World works in mysterious ways, doesn't it?
It does. I think I'm coming to know that. But she wishes to speak with us, and I look at Fralia and say, is there any reason that Gilfroy cannot join us?
Trust him.
I look to my party members, not really trying to be subtle about it, but
I think he has shown an amount of trust in us that cannot be understated. So, I, for one, think he should be able to hear.
Well, you guys trust him. Fine. There's been some strange occurrences. And, well, Draxus and your cousin went to investigate a few days ago. We have not heard from them. The pools to the east, Koraji Ragoon, where I don't know what to call them. These strange individuals have found encamped there. Something peculiar is going on. There was an earthquake while you were all gone, and it wasn't no normal earthquake. So Andraxis and Yalis went to investigate, and we haven't heard from them since, and we've grown worried. I know that you all have become semi-friends over the few days you've been here. I thought you should know.
I look at Kothar, like,
I apologize. I think I have a not I think I have a suspicion who those are, and we had intended to take care of it quicker without much impact on you and the people of Sangara, but it appears that perhaps our timetable has been moved up a bit.
Well, I don't know what's going on over there, or if Andraxis and Jalis have gotten themselves into a situation where they're simply still investigating. I just don't want them to get hurt. We've lost enough. And seeing as you guys have all become close over the last few days, I thought you might want to know. So perhaps you could go investigate or follow them, or... Andraxis is a capable man. If you think he can take care of himself, I'm sure he'll be back in a few days, but I just wanted you all to know.
I mean, we're out on the walkabout as it is. Why not just make it a smaller detour, an extra long detour?
Agree.
I look at Geffroy. Geffroy, can you make sure that the people are comfortable and safe in Sangara?
Are you all not coming then? I wasn't trying to eavesdrop, but or inject on your conversation. Do these two men mean something to you?
Yalis is my blood. And Draxus is my kin. Not by blood, but
Understood. I will, I guess I will oversee the people of, well, the refugees of Trasana, then, and take you at your word that we can trust these people.
Okay.
If you feel like that might be a bridge too far, there is a brass dragonborn who lives among them. My former captain Turneroth. I have a sneaking suspicion you two will get along charmingly. If nothing else, as a man of the sea, I think you two can see eye to eye, and
You mean Patrin?
I do.
He's alive?
He is. He's been living in Sangara for some time now.
Hey, Elephant told me that he was murdered by the tieflings, and as well as the rest of his crew.
Well, I never made it to the island with him in the original crew, but he is in Sangara, and the remainder of our crew was found murdered by what appeared to be some arrows from Trasana up in a cave to the north of your village.
Sorry to hear that. I assure you that I knew nothing.
I understand. And I imagine you can relate, having imagined they were all dead for so long. It's, kind of shell-shocking to get the juxtaposition of finding out that some of them are alive and some of them are dead again. But at least Patrin made it, At least probably the best among us is still out there. But tell him we said hello, and we'll be there in a couple days.
I will. I look forward to seeing him again. Oh, I will be off then, or escort the rest of these men following these druid friends of yours. Hope to see you all soon. I get a feeling we're going to have a much better life here.
If you could, actually, I think we should speak with the captain and Ezra and the twins before we depart.
I think that'd be a great idea.
So I guess we Fane will holler out and see if we can't get the attention of the OG crew.
Yeah, easy enough to do. The four of them walk over to you.
I will just explain. I say we're heading off to take care of an errand to assist, my cousin and my friend, I suppose, Aurufna and Draxus, in the Kiraji Lagoon. I suppose we know this puts you in a bit of a tight spot, going somewhere you've never been and putting your trust in the hands of strangers, but I think you will see that it's an acceptable place.
Kind of throws his arm around your shoulder. Are we really strangers now?
I suppose not at this point. You are a good man, Captain.
Breger kind of looks at the five of you. I would follow any of you battle. And I would gladly have any of you a part of my crew once again when we finally get off this island.
We actually, hopefully, will have a chance to fulfill that. But in the meantime, when you get to Singara, focus the twins on building what defenses you can from what is available. respect the wishes of the Sangara people. Um, if you must use lumber, salvage it from elsewhere, but otherwise focus on natural defenses. Um, Eventually, retribution from Trasana may come, and the people of Sangara must be ready.
Do what we can. Thadmule, you heard him. Start building. See them just pull a bowl, start grabbing all of their utensils.
It's like a fork, a frying pan.
And then, out of nowhere, Brad Mule and Clad Mule come out.
Nope, those don't exist.
They
I
do
will-
now. It's canon.
Dad mule.
I will also look at Ezra and like throw her a wink and say, "Any chance you want to come with us for a bit of danger?"
Looks at you and just, no, I will be staying with my captain.
It was worth a shot.
Captain Brega, before you go, can I ask a small favor?
Go ahead.
When you find Captain Turneroth, can you give him this, and I'll pass over one of the jugs of jungle juice, because I know he was fiending for some alcohol.
Well, kind of looks at it. I can't promise it'll all make there, but I'll get it to him.
And then can you give him this too, with a promise that I'll be soon there, and I'll hand him the bottle of rum.
This I will make sure gets to him.
Thank you.
Well,
Godspeed.
we'll be off then. They turn, all of them begin to start their journey southward towards the village of to the village of Sangara. The five of you turn, and I assume start heading east.
We do.
And with that, we're going to go ahead and take our break.
But did we level up though?
No, literally just got your level up.
If we leveled up to 6 before we whacked once, we wouldn't even deserve it.
Hey, RP can bring a lot of XP.
Oh, I'm not
That's just-
saying that. If we would have had like 7 levels of RP or 7 sessions of RP, yeah.
Matt's just edging us over here. He's like, I'm gonna give y'all your second attack, but I'm not gonna give you anything to hit with it.
What analogy did I make? I have to ask.
Oh, the how the moons were kind of evident of a ticking time, and then the hitting of the wood like a clock.
Oh, okay.
Ticking down like my actual clock until I get to whack whack.
Whack whack.
Hopefully soon.
Break time.
Go ahead, guys. Take your break. We'll be back here. Stick around, everyone. See what happens when they go to investigate whatever is going on within the Kouraji Lagoon. We'll see you back here in a little bit, guys. Alrighty, guys, and we're back.
Yo, yo.
Oh, most of us.
We're
at least.
back.
All right, well, it's just us boys here, besides Liz, because I already know her opinion. Best Girl Scout cookie.
There's the right answer.
There
Oh,
is a
God.
The ones with the, not the peppermint patty, but the other chocolate coated one with the peanut butter and the caramel. in it.
That
have
might
to
be the
look-
right answer.
I have to like
Yeah.
legit look at the Girl Scout cookies that exist out there.
You betrayed
Oh,
me.
let's do it again.
What is? Are you a Samoa guy?
I'm a
some-
Thin Mint.
Ooh,
They're
I mean,
wrong. No,
Thin
it's
Mints and
toothpaste.
Samoas are both great.
I'm
It's
only asking.
toothpaste.
I'm
Wait,
only
let's-
asking.
Let's
talking
think about. Let's
Hex,
think
you talking about tagalongs?
taglines.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Let's think about this like Fane would think about this. Enough love for everyone. Bring them all. I don't discriminate cookies.
Listen,
Bring them
let's listen to the only opinion that really matters. Our Lord and
Mine.
Savior, the DM.
I will judge you, Matt.
Unpopular opinion. I don't care for Girl Scout cookies.
Oh,
At least you
Okay,
didn't-
okay. That was
shame.
At least
very,
you didn't say
uh,
shortbread.
Boo this man.
At least you didn't say shortbread.
The only wrong opinion, the only wrong answer to that question was
I-
It was very political.
Of not
that
having
opinion.
I only
will
asked
say that
because-
my wife and my parents are obsessed with tagalongs and 10 mints, so I'll base
They
my
had-
judgment off of that.
Four
Wow. You married into
cases.
taste. Look at that.
4 cases of tagalongs for free at the front office today.
Ooh.
I came home and, having the day that I had, I was walking in, didn't see anything, looked at the counter, and I just said, "Where did you get those?
We're,
This is
we're
bad. I
totally
can't have
sponsored by
that
the
in
Girl
our
Scout Cookies of
house."
America, by the way.
No, my box of tagalongs is sponsored by the USO, who
They
gave us
did?
4 free cases, baby.
by
Cannot
the way,
have those exist in the same space as me.
Emma has a large gout of wood in her foot, and she won't let me come pick it out. So she's.
Oh,
Oh.
no.
You okay?
Yeah, she's all right. I mean, it's when I say large gout of wood, that's the way she described it. I think it might just be like a tiny sliver, but
Look,
with respect to her, she's in pain, and that's the important thing. She's taking care of it.
Okay. Well,
That's
we're
good.
sorry to hear that, Emma.
take care of it.
Especially because this next part might have to deal with your character. But,
Oof.
Well, then let's keep talking about cookies.
Nope.
Nope.
I want to see her hobble on screen.
No, there's no rush right this second. It's okay.
DM, I will establish like a 20-foot buffer as I scout ahead for the rest of the group.
You begin to scout ahead, and as you guys travel through these plains, about an hour go into your journey, you begin to come to the edges of this forest, the southern reaches of this forest, and now that you have gotten close to them and you've been able to get a better look at them for the first time, this forest looks much older, much taller than the forest you know to the north. While it looks to be the same foliage, the same types of trees, they look much older, much more mature than the others. Looking around, you can see there are freshly cut down trees on the outskirts. Even some that look as if they weren't fully cut through.
Are logs lying barren, or does it look like drag marks where logs are being transported?
There are drag marks where logs have been transported.
Do they lead east?
They lead southeast.
Hmm.
Is southeast the direction of Karaji Lagoon?
We're heading easty-ish. Southeast is the
is.
direction of the lagoon.
They indeed, if you reference your map, are leading towards the Raji Lagoon.
Question, or I'll just say that I do it. You tell me if it's not in your theater of mind. I want to scan north. I don't know. I'll take 10 minutes and go a half mile north and just scan the tree line for tracks going in to see if there's a separate party that has entered the woods here. As
Sure.
in our 2 friends.
Make a survival check.
19.
far as you can tell, you don't find any tracks that seem like they lead further east. The only tracks
Okay.
you find are the sets of maybe 5 or 6 people's footprints and the long, narrow trench that has been where you can see a massive log has been dragged.
I will double back. And I want to grab a rock off the ground. Well, I would hope it's easy to pick up a rock off the ground.
You don't know, there might not be
Make
rocks
a
here.
strength check, motherfucker.
Ah, God, this rock's so heavy.
the one rock you pick up, it's actually a
It's
boulder.
like an ingot of iron. Yeah. That's it. We will, I guess, follow this trail if we can.
Yes.
Being the excellent naval navigator he is, I'm assuming a little bit of that will translate over into land. Referencing the map and understanding it's probably not completely accurate, would Kothar have a decent idea of like how far away we are from the lagoon?
So, if you guys are looking at the map, where you are now currently is where it begins to sign kind of like arc downward in the northern parts of that forest there. You get the sense traveling straight there will take you probably a day to get to the Quillaraji Lagoon.
Okay, so we're in no, like, sorry, I was just going for the vibe of like, are we in any danger of like accidentally running across the lagoon?
No.
Okay.
One thing I will say is when you're looking at the map and you're looking around you, the forest looks like it juts out much farther on the map than where you are now. Just by looking at where you cross the river, where it kind of like forks off into those smaller rivers, and then where you guys currently are now, you can tell that the forest was drawn to meet basically just south of where the river forks. But you guys are 5 or 6 miles inland and just now getting to the forest.
Okay, so all of us looking at that would then, like, we can reasonably assume the map was drawn to be as accurate as possible and not like an artistic license.
That or the forest has been cut back that far.
Sorry, that was yes. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and guess that if they've kind of cleared this much forest, they have quite the sizable fleet in the lagoon. Guess we press on.
That's on.
I will continue the 20-foot buffer.
Okay. Just make another survival check for me to follow along the tracks.
24.
Eve.
This dice is rolling like a god right now.
It's very easy for Akari. It feels like you're in Tofin's feet.
Huh.
Following through the trench that leads you southeast towards the Quillaraji Lagoon, you guys travel roughly half a day. I need somebody to roll a d20 for me.
That's
I
usually
think I've rolled enough. One of you guys do it. Just don't roll a 3. It's a feeding time.
What'd
We
you roll?
fucking forgot.
A 9.
A 9.
9.
As you guys have continued through your day, you've watched as the clouds above have began to ever so slightly gather. And as you travel throughout the day, deeper into this jungle, the clouds above grow darker and darker until eventually by the end of the day, it is a torrential downpour.
Well, I suppose we'll stop for now. I'm assuming there isn't much in the way of like there's gonna be a cave here or anything like that.
You guys are in the middle of a forest.
We'll find a big tree with big canopy.
You find plenty of big trees and a well enough covered area to where you guys aren't getting soaked. But it's definitely going to be a wet night.
Hmm.
Hey.
Othar has experience with those.
Oh my word!
I lived on the sea
Dios.
for 6 or 7 years. Listen, guys.
Dios mío! Oh, I'm sure that's what you meant.
It genuinely is. Trust me.
I will look at Zamira and I will say, Zamira, I read a book once, and I think we could recreate a very important scene in this book.
Oh my!
Would you mind just kissing me in the rain for a moment? I've got like the
I punch
perfect
him.
lock of like wet hair across the hair just slapped against my glistening chest.
I punch him.
I take
Okay. Roll to hit.
That's
Or I mean,
just
roll your
enough.
damage.
He's hot, but it's still cringe. So I punch him.
10
roll the
points of
hit.
damage. Oh,
No,
shit.
You said you take
Oh, I did say I take it. You're right.
Unless she's
10
pulling her
points of damage.
unless she's pulling her
wish-
punch.
I wish you would, because every time you do this, we have a fight immediately afterwards. I wish you would just do like the bear's punch instead of socking in my fucking heart. Fine. 10 points of damage.
Oh,
I mean,
my
can I
Fane-
say that I like
Fate drops to the ground as the air leaves his body from completely not tensing, expecting like a gentle blow. Like spits a little bit of blood as his left
Yeah,
lung
that was
collapses.
literally 1 point away from max damage for an unarmed strike.
Oh.
Like,
I
Can I
will.
say that I did do full damage? It just
You
is,
could
like,
say
1
you did
point
half
of
damage.
I spit one of my bronchioles out.
So just take 5 points instead.
I'll wander over and do a cure wounds on the man.
Oh, never mind. You take the full damage.
We're going to be here a minute. It's okay.
You heal for 6.
Ah, thank you.
You can just put yourself back at full.
Thank you. Oh, Christ. Samira, we need to talk about our relationship.
I agree. I think you need to learn some boundaries.
I think you need to learn a sense of humor.
I find myself quite humorous, and I found your face quite humorous as it shot backwards just now.
I don't think it's any wonder that you don't have much experience with people the way you treat them.
I have a lot of experience with people.
Okay. And I will go and I will do anything else. I
Okay.
will go. We're only halfway done with the day, correct?
You guys are in the second half of your day, but it'd be hard to travel through this rain and still try and keep track of those tracks. Akare, knowing what you would know for tracking something, those tracks will be all but gone by the next day if this rain continues.
Nothing to be done about it.
I mean, do we just press on?
T-Guy, I know you're good at nature things. Is there something you might be able to do to mitigate this storm, or at least the damage to the tracks?
I'm not sure. At least not today. We haven't. I've never thought about that.
I guess for clarity's sake, Akari hasn't said anything. But you all easily, I assume, can assume that the tracks will be all but gone.
These are heading generally in the direction of the Kiraji Lagoon, correct?
Correct.
So we're not totally lost if they go away, but we could potentially exhaust ourselves or be vulnerable if we're trying to travel in it. I say it in character.
I mean, if nothing else, I could kind of scout ahead and give us a general direction of where the tracks are going before they're gone.
If you'd like, I think we have our our kind of general heading, the lagoon.
I'd hate for you to get lost out in the storm or get into trouble when we weren't all there.
You are too precious to us, Kida. Nobody wants you to leave.
Well, I just feel bad about the tracks and not having anything I can really do.
Well, none of us have anything we can really do about it.
Unless you can control the entirety of the weather, I don't think you should feel bad about anything.
Thane will
Not
laugh.
yet, at least.
No such thing as controlling all the weather.
For a few more levels at least.
Just as you say that, lightning strikes down near you, and you hear this loud roar of a thunder.
Kida, was that you?
Not me. Might have been your grandma.
Oh, shit. Well, it's a good grandma to have, I guess.
Good grandma.
Kida, you say you cannot be of use, but I think I can think of a perfect way that you could be of wonderful
Okay.
use. Cook us some of your lovely cheese.
I can certainly try while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
I know I have some leftovers. I can make it interesting. We could find some herbs from the forest.
We can use the queso blade and heat it up.
Oh my
We can use the
God.
queso blade.
There's no such thing as the queso
Matt
blade.
thought we forgot about the queso blade. But
Well, I
not
did let
forget
Kothar
it.
hold on to it as long as I can get it back from him. We can use the queso blade.
Oh, I'm holding it?
Yeah, I gave it to you when you were torturing the guy.
It's actually cheese knife sized for Kothar.
I mean, approximately. I'll hand it back because it was never in my inventory.
It's like a toothpick.
It's a fondue skewer.
Yeah.
Not-
It turns the cheese into fondue from the inside out.
That could even.
I'll do like a little like cheese board with like mushrooms and berries and stuff that I found in the forest.
So good.
Maybe some nuts if I can find them. And I'll also try to identify the tracks. Can I do that? Like what
What are you trying to
animal they come
identify?
from?
Like, what made them? Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah.
Okay. Make a survival check for me.
Yee. 12.
With the way the rain's been pouring down, as hard as it is, it's hard to tell. But they're humanoid in nature, varying in sizes from average to larger.
And nothing distinct that I can tell because of the rain.
The rain kind of made it a little hard to tell. They're humanoid in nature, so
But probably more than one person.
you can definitely tell there's like 5 sets of tracks.
Okay. Well, if I can tell there's 5, I would say I would give an estimate on how many people. But other than that, I'm just making a cheese board, I guess.
Which
And I
is
will make
the
a
most
show
important
of
thing.
cutting it with my cheese knife.
I will, as she's cooking, I will sit down and start working. About how much progress did I make the other night on the set of leather armor? Studded leather?
Maybe an hour, because you were trying to keep watch while doing it.
Okay. I will get into work on that, and I will call to Kidai while she's cooking, and I'll just sort of like ask her to look up from her cooking, and I'll sort of hold up the strap that I'm sort of working on, and then the shoulder pad with this is the black and red leather, and I'll say, Kidai, do you like the aesthetic of this?
I think it matches you quite well. Who are you trying to impress with it? That's the...
Well, I do catch your point that maybe being impressive is not the most important thing. For me, mostly being mobile is important, which is why I go so small with my armor. I like to be...
Okay, well, can you try it on and
Well, that's
test the
that's not
mobility?
that's not actually why I was asking. I'm curious how much you personally like it.
Oh, I think it looks great.
Would you like this? Could you use better protection? Obviously, with some adjustments for anatomy and things, but...
Yeah, if I put yours on, it would swallow me. But yeah, I would love some if you can.
Well, it's not finished, so, there's still time to make the appropriate adjustments, but we could make this your size.
That would be wonderful if you could. I would really appreciate it.
Yeah. Do you prefer the red and the black or the green and the black?
Are those the only two?
Right now, yes.
Green.
Green?
Mhm.
Okay. I'm not too far into this. I will hold on to this and start with the green and the black. And do you have any like requests? I'm actually quite good at this. So if you have like a specific shape to the armor you wish, or maybe the studs go somewhere specific.
For the shoulders, could you make them kind of shaped like leaves?
Perhaps a nice, like a sort
Yeah.
of soft kind of this with a bit of filigree.
Exactly.
Okay. Yes, I think I could do this.
That would be perfect.
Okay. And I will
Thank you,
set down.
Fane.
I will set aside the black and red set for now, which I'll just say has an hour progress on it, and I will restart with the green and black and create a. I'll go over, take some measurements, like rough measurements, and then start working on the set of armor for Kidai.
Modeling. This is me modeling.
So, and I will work for that the rest of the day, just stopping briefly to eat.
You guys have about maybe 4 hours of downtime before your rest would start to come. Does anybody stand up for watches, or you guys just sleeping here in the middle of the forest?
DM, before moving on to watches and RP stuff,
Nice.
what, I didn't make a joke. It was a joke?
That was a joke.
Watches and RP stuff? What?
Just the assumption that every watch has RP, which it does, which is hysterical.
Which it does, yeah, because we can't help ourselves.
Yeah.
I love it.
Never mind, I'll hold off. Let you
Okay.
finish your narration, maybe.
That was my narration. Go ahead.
Oh, Akari's just kind of sitting under the cover of the tree, and he's got the rock in his palm. And anybody who's watching or ends up paying attention at some point, some of the plates that make up the palm of his hand just shift outward ever so slightly, and this almost thin cyan color comes from underneath the plates. And as it does, the rock slowly, kind of unsteadily, kind of shakily, begins to hover just there in the palm of his hand. And he kind of looks out at the barrier of where the rain is falling down outside of the cover of the tree. And as he kind of walks forward, the rock remains in his palm, and as he walks forward, he stands in the rain, and amongst the rock now, little droplets of water getting caught, flowing through, almost akin to what we would all know as a repulsor of some form. But to you guys, I don't know how to describe it to your characters. Then he kind of turns his palm, and as the rock falls, there's this almost field right about here, where water just gets caught and kind of slows and kind of congeals into a singular form, and he turns his hand back, palm up again, and he just kind of holds water for a moment. And then he brings his other hand around and does the same. And then eventually the plates kind of shift back to close, and he wanders back to the group.
As you guys sit here, the rain pouring down from this almost umbrella-like canopy from above, you get the ever so slightly drips of water that make their way through the branches above, kind of dripping down. It's almost like when you're walking from under a roof and then that one drop just falls off the roof and hits you on your shoulder and that catches you off guard. But eventually the sun begins to set and the rain continues throughout the night. Staying up for first watch.
Hello.
Akari will do the usual.
Yep. Up for all the watches.
Yep.
Okay,
I
so
cheated.
we have Kidai and Zamira staying up for this watch.
Sure.
Okay. All three of you make your perception checks rolls for me, please.
Ooh. 13.
19.
11.
Ore and Zamira, as the night goes on, the continuous, ever-rolling thunder and downpour of the rain drowns out any sound that you. All you can hear is the torrential downpour that is surrounding you. Makidai, as you're listening in, at almost every so often, when the thunder strikes, or the lightning strikes and then the thunder follows, you can almost hear the sounds of hammering, sawing off in the distance, coming from southeast.
Okay. In the middle of the night?
Of the night.
And I don't see anything coming from that direction?
Kind of seems like whatever they're doing, they're trying to do it. Whatever sorry, let me rephrase. Whatever they're attempting to do, they're doing it with the cover of the sound of the rain and the thunder.
Well, I would definitely tell Zamira and Akare and pass it off to whoever has the next watch, but I don't think that's anything that I want to pursue. Unless you guys have any reason to. Akari, can I ask what you were doing with the ring?
I suppose I don't know isn't a good answer.
It can be.
I see moments, I guess flashes, memories of whatever it was, whatever I was. There's just a starry field and a floating city and me in it. And somewhere there, I just saw the image of me being, maybe I acquired it there, being able to do that. And then I tried it, and I guess I discovered something that was lost.
Does it serve a purpose?
I don't know. I don't know, you said, what, fate earlier? I guess the difference between fate and destiny is one typically has a worse connotation associated with it, but maybe me falling here, meeting my tribe, them training me, it's a new way of augmenting whatever past me had lost. Maybe I can meld the two. Do something new. I suppose I'll
that
find out when
perspective.
our lives are on the line.
I like that perspective. I don't think that any part of you is worth giving away forever.
I am who I am now. I am Akari. But like I had told Fane, I don't think everything that's created is deserves to be. Maybe I do now, but in the past, maybe not.
All we can do is move forward.
Into the unknown.
About to start singing
Don't make
Frozen
me
there.
sing it.
It's about to
I'm
start
about to
singing
All of us
fucking-
at the same time.
I'm about to go off.
My daughter's favorite movie. I literally see it 10,000 times.
I was gonna say they both have little girls. Like that was a risk to take.
God, I fucking feel like I ruined the moment, but I fucking couldn't help it.
Oh, I couldn't either. Absolutely not. It's too good.
Well, eventually, the three of yours, well, at least two of your watches, comes to an end. Who's taking second watch?
Quick question, Matt. If, based on what I got done with the set of leather, okay, when you say a day to put together a set of leather, is it like a business day or is it like 24 hours?
Like 8 to 10 hours worth of.
Okay, so based on what I got done during the day, do I feel like if I push through, I might be able to do this for the rest of the night and get it done?
With a good roll, maybe.
All right, I'm doing it. Oh wait, no, because I've got to take a watch as well.
Do you though?
Yeah, because we don't have. Oh no,
He's up 24/7.
that's true. Okay, I will
You
just.
take these watches for role playing, not for watching.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna push through, and I'm gonna craft. I'll take a ostensible watch for the second watch, but instead I will just literally not even pay attention and just
I
work on the
mean,
leather.
Emma, it's a fair point, but I created a Warforged so that I can cheat and be there for all 3 watches for RP.
But yes, I will cheat. I will go. Or I'm sorry, I won't cheat. That's not what I meant. I will skip. I will wake up and work on through the night on that leather.
Okay. I need you to make 2 checks for me. The first, we're just going to dub it a leather workers check, so do Dex plus proficiency.
Okay.
Wait, are you proficient with leather workers tools?
I am.
Okay, then you can add your proficiency.
While he's rolling, for anyone concerned, I got the splinter out of my foot.
It's a natural one.
Bruh.
Unfortunately, as you're working throughout the night, the rain, as it just keeps like pouring down, it's causing your leather to almost get waterlogged, and you feel like if you continue halfway through your watch, you're going to do more damage than you would.
Okay, so at that point, could I reconsider and then go back to bed and still get a night's rest, or am I past that point?
You go back to bed and still get a night's rest.
Okay, then I will huff, and I will say to Akare, I'll say, even the most gifted painters sometimes have legs, do they not? I'll go to bed.
I'll take
Yeah,
third
that-
watch just so Akari is not lonely.
Before
Yeah, you wouldn't want this robot to get lonely.
Before the third watch again begins, Kothar, now that you, and I assume Kedai would have shared the information with you, all of you, you've been able to kind of keep track of it throughout the night. Every time as the thunder begins to get farther away, it becomes even more clear that you can hear the sounds of hammering and sawing off in the distance, just to the southeast of you, of where you guys currently are. And then we come to third watch. Go ahead and roll for me, Kothar.
I did already,
Okay, sorry.
assuming I had, assuming I was going to take watch. So assuming I have disadvantage, it's 15.
Yeah, you have disadvantage because it's nighttime and you don't have dark vision.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Unless you specify that you're only listening with your ears or something, it's kind of assumed you're.
No, I mean I'm doing the good old look, listen. So 15.
As the rain has begun to slow down as you get closer to the early morning hours, you two start to pick up on hammering, the sawing, the almost workshop-like noises coming from the distance, almost like they're echoing out of a cave almost. But as the rain begins to slow down, so does their work. If it gets ever so quieter as you guys come to the end of your watch.
Well, as everyone wakes up, I'm assuming that everyone kind of heard a little bit of that last night.
Heard a bit of what?
Okay, well, 4 of us heard it. Thane, I don't know. There was some hammering and some. It sounded like someone was trying to do some logging in the middle of the night. You know, just kind of
Everything-
like pointed towards the lagoon.
Everything you say could be interpreted multiple ways, by the way. But I think I understand your point.
My apologies. I'll try to be more specific in the future.
I've done quite a bit of logging in my time, a bit of hammering, if you know what I mean.
I don't. Can you explain?
Yes, please do.
Sex. I mean sex.
Oh, okay. I thought it was a joke. I thought there was a punchline.
No, sex. It was a euphemism for carnal relations. You know what that is, right?
Like the second he says the word sex, Zamir's whole blue face like blushes and turns like purplish.
Like, I'm looking wild-eyed, like paranoid for half a second that I'm the only person who's had that talk with their parents. Because I'm guessing there's a strong chance that 60% of our party is not intimately familiar with the subject.
Don't you worry. I'm good.
Hey.
The one you'd least expect, baby.
The most innocent one in the group.
That's the one that'll get you with the freaky stuff. All right,
It's
Key
always the innocent ones.
Listen, this leather thing might get a little different in contextually. Sorry, I'm sorry.
Somebody stole a kid.
Ow.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That is quite loud.
Amber alert or something going off over there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that was you, Matt. I thought you were like doing something.
Not me,
I was
guys.
missing.
Not to alarm
Tornado
anybody.
warning!
He
Your
mentioned,
night just got a lot more interesting,
he
gentlemen.
mentioned sex, and Matt just goes, ah!
That's Twitch coming for us. 'cause
Oh,
we
God,
talked about
please
Yeah,
sex.
tell
no
me
joke.
your ways.
That was so funny.
That's the trigger warning alarm.
Yeah, right. Okay, guys. Matt said if we RP too much, we don't get whack whack. Let's go.
We do have an hour and 40.
Yeah.
We better hurry this shit up.
Not that anyone's counting.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Sorry, I'll stop doing character-related stuff.
Meta gaming.
Just for one session, we all just need to say, "Yep, we get through a nice watch."
I did, trust me.
DM, on the vein of this, I will work with my allies to get us closer to where we thought the source of all this noise is.
I also
I'm
didn't
ass-
say it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
My assumption would be that while there isn't exactly tracks, there is a clearing in the brush and/or of sort of an obvious path that we can end
There
up
is like
picking up.
now a small crevice of a puddle that just leads and curves through the forest where that log was dragged.
Right.
You guys could easily follow.
We will follow.
Keep my eye out.
Mhm.
I didn't say it, but during first watch, while they were chatting, I was just whittling away, carving some wood figurines.
Okay. You guys spend the better half of your day traveling. Need somebody to roll a d20 for me.
I got it.
Can I? Oh, there we go.
Oh.
Did I?
No, you rolled a 1. We're not having that.
16.
16. As the clouds have begun to break and the sun now shines down over the Isles of Jotunheim, it's a pretty beautiful day. The breeze begins to blow from the east in your direction, and with it, you guys can all catch the hint of salt in the air. You can tell you're getting close, even without looking at the map. The lagoon is not far. You guys press on through your journey with this fairly nice and comfortable day, until you all come to the top of a cliffside. And as you guys are looking, you're on a open cliffside as the forests begin to clear, and you look down over the lagoon. This cliffside looks like it goes all the way around, maybe 150 feet down towards the water. And across the lagoon, you can see it. Dozens of ships that line a man-made dock with a massive cave opening. And in the center of the lagoon, there is a massive, almost Aztec-like pyramid that is raised out of the water ever so slightly. Bothar, make a perception check for me.
We're gonna go gold dice. We should not have gone gold dice, folks. 11.
It's okay, the DC was 10.
Oh, thank God I rolled a 5.
Looking over the dock that has been built here, scanning rapidly across every boat, across every person, looking for that one individual. You see there is a small sailing ship out in the middle of the lagoon, and at the helm, a familiar sight. A sight you wish you'd never seen again. A certain man that is now helming this small sailing ship heading towards the Aztec pyramid in the center of the lagoon.
Big monkey.
Zamira, also make a perception check for me.
Oh no!
I don't wanna.
Here he goes. Here
Welcome to my
comes
life
Matt.
since session 2, baby.
Here comes Matt and his fuckery.
17. Looking across, you can see, as I described, the varying ships, this man-made dock. You can see the steps that have been carved into the side of this cliffside and that massive cave face opening. And then your eyes catch it on the Aztec-like pyramid that is standing out of the water. There are, while stained and a little bit of moss and algae growing across them, white serpent-like dragons coiling around 4 pillars atop this Aztec-like pyramid in the center of this lagoon.
Okay. I make a perception.
I will, I'll just reach out to, I'm assuming, Fane, who's near me, and just kind of like hand on the shoulder, squeeze.
I will reach up
A hard squeeze.
I'll reach up to the,
Oh, I forgot it's down.
To
I'm
the-
sorry.
the shoulder. Yeah, I'll reach up and I will grab like a big old clod of neck muscle, and I'll do like my best approximation of a squeeze, and I'll say, "Okay, sure."
DM, you said dozen or dozens of ships?
Dozens.
Can I clock, just from the visual here, individual numbers? Like, rough guess.
Probably 30 ships.
Oh, no, I meant... Okay, I was talking about people, sorry, when I said
Oh.
individual. How
Sorry.
many humanoids do I see moving about?
Make a perception check
Maybe.
for me.
All right.
I'm assuming Kothar could give you a vague guess at how many people it would take to man those ships, too.
Dirty 20.
There are, from what you can tell, maybe 12 to 15 people per ship. From what you can tell.
A lot. Yeah, and there's obviously more unseen.
These are
Another
large,
stupid,
these are large
stupid
ships.
question.
Sorry.
Another stupid question. I want to case the surrounding cliffside. Get a sense for if I was a smart boy who was watching all this, where would I be? Looking for our friends, or where they might be or have been.
Anywhere along this cliffside looks like it could be a good vantage point to kind of look down over it. Although as you get closer to the epicenter where those stairs have been kind of carved into the side that lead downward into the lagoon, the brush has been cleared out, and you can tell there are 2 guard towers at the very top. So where you guys are at now, or maybe the opposite side of the lagoon, are probably your best vantage points to look without being seen.
Yeah, no indication of our friends, but assumption being either they're out there or they've been captured.
You
Well,
said there's guard towers?
There are 2 makeshift wooden towers at the top where the stairs have been built or kind of carved into the side of the cliffs.
Talking like makeshift like thatch and twig, or makeshift like decent structural wood.
Like very makeshift, like easily torn down.
Look, I'm an agent of chaos in real life, so that looks juicy. But that's a lot of people to deal with. 15 per boat, 30 boats? Oh boy.
I mean, Kothar would probably have a good guess that you'd need at least double that to man a boat if you wanted to run it all night.
Mm.
Because you'd have a night crew that would sleep.
Yeah, this is a whole civilization here.
Maybe
How far away are we from the towers?
Half a mile to probably close to a mile.
Do we see any places where there are like gatherings of domiciles or anything like that, or a place where we see cages?
You can see there are people going in and out this makeshift dock that has been built out here on the water, with varying different places where they kind of jut off and lead to the varying different boats. It's actually fairly large dock, but the dock also leads deeper into that cavern that's open into the side of the cliff face, and you can see people coming and going in and out.
Oh gee.
it may be worth noting that there are some etchings on that pyramid that look like they might have something to do with why I'm here. And I think I'll need to go there. It's unfortunate, given its location. I hate to ask that of any of you, so I won't, but I need to go there.
I have been stricken with the most grim of ideas, which I think I might have had before, but what if we call Zeltroy, call his attention to this place?
How?
Just make sure you're feeling okay.
Anyway, just draw his attention. He hunts every day at the same time. We yell and scream, and before they have time to investigate, we are gone.
Not
As
every day,
Zeltroy is
but-
here. We wait until we see him in the sky. We hunt for Andraxis and Yaris in the meantime, and if we find them, then we just scream, or... I mean,
It seems to me if he wanted to destroy these boats, he would have already done it. They're here for a reason.
they are fairly sheltered here, though. If you see the cliffs, guard. Visual, unless you are perhaps just above it.
Be careful to work during the night.
Mm-hmm.
I do truly appreciate your plan of sinking every boat in this god's forsaken lagoon to the bottom of it. I don't want that to be lost on you. However, Fane, in the way that you need to protect your people, if these boats are to be sunk, it will be at my hand, not Zeltroy's.
Not Zeltroy then.
And isn't the pyramid in the middle of the boats?
Pyramid is in the
To the-
center of the lagoon.
Yeah.
How are
That's
we
fair.
getting there? Are we getting
Maybe-
there? Or are we going in the cavern? What do we do here?
Let's-
'Cause there's cavern and then there's pyramid, yeah?
Bane, Keydive,
Let's-
make perception checks. That's the only two that.
I have a crazy
Could never
idea.
have to be an underwater tunnel going.
18.
24.
Thank God for Keydive.
I got an 18. That's
She's the
pretty
only
good.
reason why we're here. I don't know. I wouldn't be playing
Someone-
D&D if we didn't have
Someone had to break 21. That was the DC.
That's pretty fucking high.
Well, it's hard to see from this far away.
I'm looking really hard. I'm squinting my eyes.
They
real
got
hard.
robot eyes.
Yeah, well,
Yeah,
you're
but
only one
can you
away with
squint
your
your
dirty
robot
20.
eyes real hard?
All right. Anyway. go on.
Keydive, looking
You
across the
can't
boats while
squint.
everyone's kind of having their conversation, you catch the sight. Red-skinned tiefling aboard the small sailing boat leading towards the pyramid in the center of the water. As far as you can tell, appears to be bound.
Someone familiar?
Just met your friend.
As far as you can tell, it
Yeah.
looks like Andraxis.
I would immediately tell Fane.
I would look and I say, I would like to go down there, but what could we do? I'm the only person who can fly, and me going alone seems like a suicide plan.
Here's my brief thought. They have boats. We don't. What if we drew a boat to us?
Along that line.
Kidai turns into a crocodile and makes a ticking clock sound and follows around your friend until she drives him insane with the sound of the clock coming behind the captain.
Oh
This
my
worked. I
God.
saw it in a movie once.
I do have a really stupid kind of smart idea. If we want to get a boat to come to us, DM, describe real fast the 2 guard towers and cliff side and the way that is that separate from the dock and everything else? Is that like they have a very specific entrance to the lagoon that they guard, and then like a boat would have to come investigate if something happened? Yeah.
To an extent. So if you're looking at it from a U shape, in the center is where there are stairs that are kind of carved into the center of them, and then there's a small dock at the bottom where there are 2 guard towers at the top. Then there is a dock on the opposite side of where you guys are, where that cavern is. So there is no way between where you get to the bottom and to the dock on the other side. So there is open water between. So to answer your question, yes, a boat would have to come back and forth to shuttle you from the dock to the way
on
you
the
kind of
on the coattails of what Kothar said. Akari would say, "You'll just have to trust me, but I think I can take out one of the towers, cause a scene, bring a boat."
I mean, if you'd like, my plan was that towers don't look particularly well built.
Exactly.
I run through the bottom of one of them.
That's an option.
We take out the second one. We light them both on fire like pyres. We send a message.
might be able to do it from afar. Bring them down, not light them on fire. Well,
Yes,
I could
but
probably do
the
both.
strength of the message is, I mean, we want to be there and do something, do we not?
Right, we only want to draw one boat and then commandeer it.
Yeah, I need him to
But
see
I'm
me
sorry,
though.
I'm all for the wanton bloodshed in this circumstance, but what does having a boat do when there are dozens of boats? We would just be in a boat at that point.
You said, okay, so you said ship with Andraxis on it is sailing towards the pyramid.
They're actually docking at the pyramid currently.
How big is this pyramid, DM? Is this like big enough where I reason we could get lost in?
I mean, the part that's sticking out of the water right now, so it's probably about sticking out of the water only about 40 feet, and then it levels out at the top, and there's 4 pillars at each side that kind of go up and create another like overhang or whatever you want to call it, like a roof basically over that top platform. In the center of that top platform, there is some sort of cylindrical like altar that you can see from here, with the statue in the center of it. At each corner there are 4 pillars on that top flat part that have these white serpent-like dragons kind of coiling up around them.
Would it be reasonable to assume that it descends into the water as well?
It's reasonable to assume that it descends into.
Okay.
I feel like we could hijack a boat, sail there, and they may formulate a search party, but we go in, we go deep, and we fight them bit by bit.
I mean, you seem to be familiar with the ways of like traversing forests. Do you have anything that could like hide or cover our tracks once we destroy the guard towers, just so they don't have quite as easy of a time following us as we kind of loop around?
Other than traveling exactly as I say and smartly, no.
Okay, yeah. I mean, that works. I didn't know if you had like magic or anything.
No, and if we get it wrong, then we get it wrong.
As you guys are talking,
Alright.
you hear something in the brush behind you.
I'll turn around with a arrow drawn.
as Yalis comes stumbling out of the brush, an arrow embedded in his side.
Whoa.
They ambushed us. I was able to get away, but I think they took Andraxis.
I'll run up and I'll expend a healing kit charge on him.
So as you run up, you rip the arrow out of him and quickly begin to bandage him before the bleeding becomes too much to handle.
I'll roll for it, but I don't know how many hit dice he has, so he'll gain 6 plus however many hit dice he has.
Okay. The bleeding has stopped. He's stable. Have you guys been able to find him?
He is currently on that boat as I point to the one that's docking at the pyramid.
Kind of like leans over the side looking down. We need to get him out of there. I don't know what they did, but that pyramid wasn't here a week ago.
Here's my stupid plan. We fell a tower, or both towers, using Kothar, well, all of us. I guide us back and along a different route. They bring a ship to investigate. We ambush the crew, take the ships out of the pyramid. Save Fane's friends. Well, friend. Wait, Yalis is the blood? Andraxis is the
cousin.
friend?
That's his cousin.
Oh. That's right. I can't think of anything else. It's not like we're taking on the whole fleet. I mean, if they give us a boat with some cannons on it, then we can do something, but I'm assuming it's just ballista. I don't think there's... I don't know. DM, can I make out the armament on the ships?
There are indeed cannons on some of the sides of the ships.
Oh, it's time to party rock, baby. You think we can take on 29 boats by ourselves?
Kothar's mildly familiar with cannons.
Kari doesn't even know what they look like. That's what I got. I mean, y'all want a boogie?
Sounds like a reasonable plan to me. Any
I
objections?
mean, and Drax is in there. We're not walking away from this, right?
Absolutely not.
I mean, they're like blood sacrifice the boy. Okay.
Let's go make some fruit punch.
Hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it.
Make them into fruit snacks. Pulverize them. Yeah, I'm gonna try to lead us through the forest in a way that I'm gonna try to point out. We're gonna take our not like our super sweet time, but I'm gonna point out like, don't step on this branch, don't break that twig. Like,
So
make us a little bit
stealthily.
harder to track. Yes.
Everybody make stealth checks for me, please.
Stealthy,
guess-
If you want, I can pass without a trace. If you think it's useful.
I'm thinking for when we abscond.
Okay.
Because my thoughts are okay. I'm gonna run the full plan by us just real fast. We fell one or both towers, causing a scene. Guys on
Both.
top probably die. Zamira probably punches them into fruit snacks. I'm sure Hex gets a couple
Mhm.
whoops in. Kidai probably turns into a bear and kills everything. Like, that's how this is gonna go. They're gonna send a ship. We don't go back the same way we came. We circle further around and then get ready to ambush the ship. And when the crew comes off to investigate, we ambush crew. We take ship. We're good to go. So our approach isn't as important as our departure from the battle, the scene, if you will. At which point, Kidai, maybe you should let me pass without a trace because I'm a
That's
ranger.
fine
and I have
too.
other
I
things
was
can
just
do.
offering my service.
I know you can turn into freaking animals, but like, I got pass without a trace, and what else am I gonna use on?
Cool.
So you said stealth from all this? Ooh,
Oh, that's tough.
baby.
It's not bad. Not bad.
I keep rolling 16s.
22.
That's a 17.
Believe our monk and fighter have frozen.
Oh, goodbye.
F.
So,
I told them to roll, so
okay. Let's see if they put it into Discord.
No, I should be able to track it in D&D Beyond.
Oh, okay.
Hex said now.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I got a 17.
What do you say?
Said a natural 1 for 6
Uh,
on Fane. I did a 22 though. 22.
I hear you.
Mhm.
17 for Kothar, and what for Kidai?
17.
Okay. We'll just roll with the monk rolled well because she's dexterous.
Zamira's at 19, so
Okay.
we're good.
Gotcha. Overall, a group success. Oh, I think they're back.
Welcome back. We got your dice rolls.
Okay.
As you guys are slowly, well, not slowly, stealthily, quietly making your way through the edges of this
Hey.
cliff face here. Fucking time.
Make it over.
That was the first time.
First time tonight. You're doing better.
I know, I'm trying. But
Gonna eliminate it from your vocabulary entirely.
Toothy Maw.
Toothy maw.
as you guys draw closer, you can see there are 2 men per each guard tower. It seems as if you guys have gone unnoticed.
What is the gap between the towers?
Sorry. Oh,
Bless you.
man, that one hurt. About 40 to 45 feet between the 2 towers. If you were to push one over, it would fall into the other one.
Ooh.
Mm.
As for what Akari can contribute, you'll see as he
Real-
draws,
Real
he
quick.
pulls out the. Oh, go on.
One of them turns and walks to the back of the guard tower, not looking in your guys' direction, but begins to blow a horn. And as he does, you can see, looking down, one of the other people that is on one of the smaller ships down below blows the horn as well. And the ship begins slowly sailing towards to pick someone up.
Maybe we
Like
should.
towards us or towards?
Or towards the dock at the base of where the stairs meet the dock.
I think now's our time. I think we gotta go now.
Maybe we shouldn't lower towers. Maybe we should just kill everybody here and fucking make it look like we're just that boat coming back. Knocking over towers is
Let's
only
do it.
going to say there's danger. Kill everybody.
Let's go.
Easier.
Let's go.
You said 2 guys on each tower?
You guys on each tower.
I
Hey,
will
Matt.
sprint out. Oh, continue. Go.
Oh, Matt, I sent you a message
Oh.
that I needed you to look at.
Okay.
Oh,
That's all.
it's good. We have more Lissas now.
I
Damn.
will. Yes, absolutely. Always good for more Alyssa's. I will sprint out towards the nearest tower, and with all of my weight, I will rage right before I hit it, and I will just try to fucking push that shit over with all of my body weight.
Oh boy. Well, I didn't get as far as I'd
Speech
like,
master?
so let me know if I can do something, Matt. Otherwise,
Sorry. I was answering
No
her
worries.
just so we have clarification.
No, it's okay.
Awesome.
So you are knocking over one tower, Kothar.
Yes.
Are you trying to knock it over into the other one?
Yes. I'm just hitting it full force. Just a 450 plus pound lizard, just fucking slamming it.
Strength check for me, please.
DM, am
many
I
people are on the
capable
boat?
of doing something?
Yeah, you can react.
Okay. I would like to draw my bow. And as I draw the umber bow, the plates of Akari's hand will again shift out a little bit. I will bonus action Planar Warrior, which makes it all into force damage. And where Kothar is running on the opposing side of the tower, I'd like to shoot at one of the supports that looks like it will give, to try to help him knock over this tower.
Roll to hit for me.
Sure.
It will lower the DC for him as long as you hit.
25.
Oh yeah, you'll definitely hit. What you got, Kothar?
11.
It's fairly easy to push over this makeshift tower, especially with the DC lowered by 5.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, I rolled an 8 and a 7, so 15 plus 7, 20, what is it, 3
23.
points of force damage?
Yeah.
It is all force damage because I Planar Warriored.
So as you knock and unleash these 2 black arrows, you kind of weave in a bit of extra dimensional energy into them. And as they fly through the air, you can see they are almost cutting through the air itself. You can see it kind of twisting and warping around it as they crash into this tower right as Kothar is slamming into the side of it. You can see the people above go, "Whoa," and they look down just as the leg explodes, splinters shattering everywhere, and Kothar just shoves the whole tower right into the other one. You watch all 4 of them as they crash. Natural 2, natural 3, all 4 of them fall off the cliff downwards towards the water. Screaming the whole way down.
I'm upping my KD by 4, by the way.
You have a rolling KD?
Are we
Oh.
are we sprinting towards the boat that's down there to get in it?
Oh,
Is that the plan?
I think we wait till some of them disembark and ambush the shit out of them. I like standing on the dock.
people-
They're not here at the dock yet. They're on their way.
They are just
Depends,
now
and
Oh,
docking at the dock below
I
as their
think-
friends
I-
are falling into the water.
Oh, they're
As-
docking.
Wait. As we look down, are they noticing their friends die next to them?
More like they watched, like as they're docking, you kind of see them. Like the ship physically crashes into the dock a little bit, and like, oh, you can hear the splintering of wood because they were all watching as their friends just basically got sent against a grinding stone of the cliff as they fell downwards, and now their bodies are just floating on top of the water, and the blood is slowly starting to pool outward.
Time to go.
They're definitely distracted.
We're heading full speed. We're heading, but that is the plan, right? We're heading down to go kill some fuckers at the docks.
I'll follow
Evidently.
him. Full speed, baby. I got 40
Yeah.
feet of movement.
Let's go. Let's do it. It's whacking time.
Yep.
Blackened.
DM, as a quick point of clarification, I do have 2 attacks, but I can only make 1 do force damage with Planar Warrior.
Got it.
Just in the future. Also, I only rolled for 1 shot, not 2.
Oh, that wasn't 2 shots. I thought that was both shots.
Nope.
Okay.
2d8 because I have Planar Warrior, which adds a d8.
Ah, nice. Gotcha. Okay. So all 5 of you are sprinting down. I assume Fane is flying down.
No, I'm staying with my. Well, how many people are down there?
Disembarking off of the boat right now, there are roughly 5 individuals, kind of some ruffian pirate-looking guys that are kind of getting off the boat. You get the sense that's all that mans this boat, looking at them because there isn't much else.
I'm flying.
These poor bastards.
Okay.
I'm actually going to take a running as the dock or as the tower explodes, and they sort of see their friends. Their eyes will sort of follow back up afterwards and see a dark shape just plummeting down. And as I get like 30 feet off the water, I will spread my wings like the dark angel I am, and spread, and then zoom in and just fucking get in the middle of it.
Always one for theatrics.
Okay. So you get there only moments before everyone else simply because falling speed would go faster than running, but this party is quick.
Mm-hmm.
So as the rest of you go tumbling down, and I just kind of like imagine Kothar getting about halfway down and then saying fuck it and just jumping off and slamming into the docks, full sprint, heading towards everybody with like with Zamira like slow falling down the wall like monk style. Like you guys are just coming in like fucking superheroes down this fucking cliff facing. And as you guys go charging off onto the side of the dock, you can see all 5 of them have drawn scimitars, rapiers in hand, and they're charging at you. What are you doing?
I'm fucking
The
attacking,
center of
bro.
him.
Whips
The
out, baby.
absolute. I will run in the middle of all of them.
God damn it, I know what you're doing.
I'm not even.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I know exactly what you're doing. So, as you guys all get to
I'm
the
gonna-
center, it is no reason to roll initiative here. Their health is extremely low. This is going to go extremely fast. But, Kothar, Fane, you guys enter the center. What are you doing?
I'm going to grab 2 and take them with me, use my momentum, grab 2 by whatever I can get, probably hair, and fly up into the sky. And if I'm strong enough, I want to throw them against the wall about 50 feet up.
I need you to make a grapple check first, and then a strength check to throw
Okay.
them. We're running this more
Alright.
more like a skill challenge. You guys tell me what you're doing.
I'm gonna cleave.
Yeah, I knew what you were doing.
DM, as for Akari's part, just to make it simpler,
Yeah.
I want a planar warrior and shoot one like in the shin, and basically, if it doesn't, I assume it won't kill him, but I want to knock him off balance with the sheer force of the arrow. And the other one I want to shoot directly in the thigh, kind of
Do I
trying to
get one?
disable them and
Yeah, you
make
guys
him
all get
easier for my party to manhandle
Sure.
because they're about to get their shit rocked.
Roll to hit for me.
Oh yeah, sure, on both shots.
I got a 26 and a 19. So 26 for the grapple, 19 for the strength.
First one's a 17, second one's an 18.
17 and 18, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys watch as Kothar, being the burly man he is, gets up into the center of all these guys, goes to roll. What is my DC for strength on these guys, Kothar?
Hold on, 15, and it's a dex save per
Yes.
the thing.
10 and 11 fail, and the third one, 11 fail.
Okay, so they'll both take 15 points as I cleave across all three of them.
So you go to cleave across the first three that have kind of charged up in front of you with your massive bone sword. As you cleave across them, you can see the blade begins to like carve into them, and you can just see as the blood begins to spatter across it, the blade almost just stained with their blood as they go flying backwards. Just as they're flying backwards, you can see Fane runs up, grabs two of them by almost like the locks of their hair or by the scruff of their leather armor, takes them, flies about 50 feet up, and tosses them, and you watch as they just go tumbling down, smashing against the sides of the cliffs, falling into the water, unconscious.
Good God.
Just as you're looking, you can see now, I assume Zamira, unless you tell me differently, is running up. Just as the one you're running at, you see two black arrows come flying. One pierces through the man's foot, knocking him a little off balance. The other one piercing back through his thigh. You can see as the tendrils of the black smoky arrow begin to disappear. He stares up, sees you in his face. What are you doing?
Fuck him up.
I'm swinging at him with my quarterstaff.
Got it.
Yeah.
While she's rolling that, what are you doing, Kidai?
I want to let my primal savagery take over. Find one, not really to grapple, but kind of jump and wrap my legs and just go for the eyes with my claws.
Go for the eyes,
Guys,
boo.
go ahead and roll to hit.
Go for the eyes. I don't think anyone gets that reference here.
25.
Holy crap. Easy enough. What'd you roll, Zamira?
I rolled 2 to hit, and I only have the chance to hit with 1. I'm gonna assume. Well, I don't know. I don't know how low their AC is, but I rolled a natural 1, which made it a 9. And
Well, a
then the other
natural
one's
one
a
misses
16.
no matter what.
Mhm.
So the one that kind of is off his balance as you're running at him, your first hit, he just kind of like falls back out of the way, almost as if you would have hit him, but Akari's thing knocked him off balance and he kind of wasn't expecting it. So as he falls backwards, you kind of get your footing a little bit better and now see that Akari's helping you. And you bring your quarterstaff around, and you just crack him across the neck, and you can almost hear a bit of snap as he falls to the ground. At this very moment, you guys can look over and you see Kidai has pounced on top of one of them and is just clawing into this man's face. Almost so savagely that she doesn't understand how bad that he looks right now and doesn't know when to stop.
12, by the way.
Does anybody have a rolled up newspaper? Pop rolling around.
Oh,
Is
no.
anyone still alive?
They are all dead.
Oi!
Holy shit. Those poor boys.
All right,
They
we
did
don't
not
have
stand
time
a
for
chance.
this. Onto the
Nope.
boat.
We don't.
Maybe we
Onto the
should grab
boat.
Kidai.
We grab Kidai, we let her bring her snack, and then we.
It's awful.
Do I need a con save, Matt?
Please.
DM, I kicked the bodies off the dock.
Okay.
I was gonna
Away
say-
from her.
Oh.
Are you?
That's an 18.
You were able to fight off the hunger.
Before Akari kicks the bodies off, can I very, very quickly look around? Whichever one of them looks the most important, I will grab his body and throw it on the boat with us.
That's fair.
Okay, that's easy enough to do. The first one that you would have cleaved, the more muscular-looking man, the same one that blew that horn from across and brought the boat across.
This music is very happy all of a sudden.
Because
Yeah,
we're
we just
pirates
did-
now.
We did brutal murder.
They gave
That's
me
the
a
pirate
boat.
way.
We're more dangerous on a boat than Matt imagines.
You guys are on a boat. What are you doing?
Damn, I'm checking cannon status.
I'm waiting for you guys to say we're leaving the island.
We don't. Yeah, we're leaving. We're fucking
Fuck
out.
no! On this little dingy ass
Yeah, no,
motherfucker?
you would not
No.
make it.
Is there a crow's nest?
Unfortunately, this is more of like a small fisherman's boat that has just been commandeered and used as a transport. There are no cannons. There are no crow's nest.
Can I
Okay.
pretend there's a crow's nest?
Sure.
Okay, I want to get up as high as I can and keep watch.
Kind of like shimmy your way up the mast, and you're just kind of like hanging out Jack Sparrow style, looking across the sea.
Yeah,
Actually,
God,
DM,
Nice.
if there isn't cannons, I would like to check whatever counts as a cargo hold here.
Say that one more time. If you're looking for cannons, then what?
Whatever counts as a cargo hold.
Looking across,
On
you
this
get the
ship.
sense this is just a transport ship. There is no cargo on this ship.
There's no gunpowder barrels? Like, I can't throw a bomb? Have Kothar throw a bomb? Alright.
Not on this ship, unfortunately.
I will one-handed yeet the body at Zamira and Fane and say, I mean, if you guys want to check if he's got like a map or anything important on him, I'd appreciate it. And I'll head up to start navigating us towards the pyramid.
Easy enough to do.
Yes.
Okay.
I will
Third
look
time's
through
the
body.
charm. Third time's the
Oh,
charm,
Christ.
DM. Since there's no cargo hold, I will do what Strad and Thad taught me, and I will assign myself to the rigging.
Easy enough to do. Go
Make
ahead.
sure we get all haste.
Roll a dexterity check for me, and Kothar, roll. What the fuck is a vehicle check?
I don't know.
I have
You
to look
picked
this
I
up.
have proproficiency in it.
I need to look
I
this up.
actually...
But go ahead, roll a d20. Add your proficiency modifier, and we'll call it wisdom.
My dex and wisdom are the same, so you pick.
Yeah, we'll call it wisdom.
You want wisdom for me or Dex?
For you, I need dex.
17. Oof.
14.
Between
I
the two
will
of you, you're
remind
able
you-
to. Go ahead.
Per my background,
Yes, I know.
I can
Same.
automatically find any safe route to land a boat on shore, provided a route exists.
Unfortunately, it does not look like this pyramid has a shore, but you can definitely find a safe enough place to dock your boat.
We love docking.
Kid, I think you had something, but you got cut off.
Did I? What did
No,
I do?
I thought you were gonna say something and you got cut off. My bad.
Oh no, I'm just up like Jack Sparrow, just keeping eyes out for things.
Okay, sorry. All right. What are the two of you doing?
The sheer state of Zach's face after I said that.
I'm fixing her back.
I
My C1.
I'll tell you.
today is
I'll tell you
very
after the
out of
session,
alignment.
Max. Don't worry.
Okay.
Who's Max?
Just fuck it.
Easy enough. The two of you are able to get the
Fucking
boat
Max.
moving toward the direction and kind of shifting the sails with the rigging and with Kothar at the helm, directing it towards the center. You can see there are people gathering on the God, the fucking docks. I can't think right now. There are people gathering on the docks, and there are men that are kind of pointing their way out, looking at you. But none of them are following.
What?
Fuck it. We didn't come to be cowards.
You guys eventually dock. You can hear people shouting and yelling. You can see people manning boats. But nobody is pushing off or shoving off to chase after you. They're simply getting a better view from the boat, staring out at the pyramid that you guys are now traversing upwards.
We're just too hot.
DM, stupid question.
Super sus.
Or not stupid question. What's the state of these people?
Roll an insight check.
Do they even look like they're remotely warriors and or well fed and or well cared for? Insight 16.
They all look
Murder
like they're well
innocents?
cared for. They all look like they're well-fed, strong, sailor-type
Okay.
people. You get
Cool.
the sense looking at them, they show no form of wanting to give chase to you at this given time.
Right.
So we're not at the pyramid yet, are we?
You are docking up next to it.
Mm.
It would not take you guys long to cross over to it.
Sure, we'll do it.
You got something you want to do before you get there?
I want to check the body for any valuables or anything.
Make an
Maps,
investigation
keys. God, good at those. God, Fane is fucking worthless. That is a nat 1 for a true one.
I'm sorry. Looking across his body, doesn't look like there's anything of any use on him.
Sure.
Sorry.
We're going. Leave him. We'll disembark and head towards the pyramid. Question about the other boat that is docked at the pyramid. I'm assuming by now it's been disembarked as well, and there is no sign of our friend.
They're nowhere to be found.
Right. So we will go to pyramid. I imagine Kothar is almost full sprint, followed shortly by Fane, probably. And we will go towards the entrance and go down.
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
I'm like definitely sprinting at the front here.
Looking across it.
Like...
Go ahead.
Nope, sorry. I was being silly. Go ahead.
Looking across the pyramid here, there are stairs that lead up to that plateau where you could see that altar that was kind of in the center, but looking across, you don't see any entrance. And thinking back now, you were almost a little distracted as you guys were dealing with the sailors and the towers. You didn't see how the group that took Andraxis entered.
I will dive underwater and go look for an entrance.
I guess I'm gonna ascend the stairs and take a look at Altar Boy.
I will go up the stairs as well.
Fane, you're the only party member that like needs to breathe above water.
I can hold my breath for a very long time. Now, just to prove a point, I'll dive under the water with Samira.
Zamira
I mean, I wasn't
and
telling him that in character, but okay.
Zamira and Fane, go ahead and roll your perception checks for me, looking for an entrance as you dive underwater.
17.
24.
Looking across it, you don't see an entrance. You just see those same stairways, but looking at it from where you guys are now, even with your dark vision, Fane, this pyramid descends into blackness, into the sea below.
Okay, duly noted. I will fly back up out of the water and rejoin. I'll try and find Zamira as well and take her with me if I can.
When you find me, I just stare at you, holding my breath, and I just do like this and stare at you underwater.
Are you really holding your
Whatever.
breath when you don't have to breathe?
No, I was like doing that to see how long he could really hold his breath for.
I don't fuck around. I have the time and I don't have the time, and I grab her and I zip up out of the water and I go up to the altar with the rest of the friends.
Okay,
The
you
super
find
friends,
the other three of your friends, and as you guys reach the top
That's a better
of
name
this,
than the Castaways.
as you guys reach the top of the shrine, you can find the top of this plateau, you can find there is a large, almost 30-foot in diameter, cylindrical altar that kind of juts up out of the ground ever so slightly with a woman-like statue in the center of like a fountain. You can tell that she has a urn in one of her hands and a constant stream of water flowing out of it. Looking around, you can see there are at each of the corners the 4 pillars with those draconic-like serpents kind of coiling up around each of them. Looking around, you don't see any entrance.
Is the woman familiar to me, DM?
Yeah, I was about to say, knowing and being familiar with iconography of the sea, does anything like trigger Kothar's memory?
It's Unatir.
Both of you roll religion checks for me.
Religion.
Oh shit! Okay, this dice, I have to. I mean, I don't want to switch, but I have to. There's no way.
18.
I have rolled
That's actually pretty good.
18 as well.
Hot damn.
I got a 0.
Looking at the shrine and investigating over it, there are definitely some things that you catch that are kind of Udatir in nature for both of you, that you you, Kidai, in your journeys have began to look into the varying different gods, trying to see which ones could possibly break your curse or help lead you down a different path that could get you away from your curse. And you've heard tale of Uditir. You kind of strayed away from her from what you've learned, and you tend to sway more towards Asnatheus, but she's not something that's all that new to you. You've heard of her, looked into her. For you, Kothar, you definitely know quite a bit about Uditir, and you can see the similarities here between it, but there's something that kind of that's different about it that makes you see that there are definitely similarities to a goddess of the sea sort of like statue, but there are intertwining natures, these something you can't quite put your tongue on, essentially, that it makes you feel a little it makes it feel a little off.
Put your tongue on? What the fuck?
I hate you guys so much.
Kothar's a man of great taste. What can I say?
Oh my.
I'm about to put my tongue on the statue for sure now.
Good old calcium and
Looking across
I will.
with both of your rolls, because you both rolled 18, looking across the shrine, as you look a little bit closer, you find a small bronze key hanging around the woman's neck.
I will gingerly reach up and take it, and then I will take, but the briefest of moments, to say a quick prayer for luck across the sea, and I will leave 2 gold pieces as is customary.
Can I make a history check on the etchings?
Sure.
Maybe they'll lead us to win.
Yeah, I was gonna ask about these
21.
serpents as well, if that's a coinciding roll.
Go for it. Roll an investigation check, both of you. What'd you get, Samira?
21.
I'll help her if I can.
Okay. Are you making investigation or history, Samira? I guess I should ask.
Well, I thought it would be history because it's like the lore that I read.
Are you trying to recall something about them, or are you trying to look them over and look for something that will give you some information on them?
Both?
I need to know one or the other.
Maybe recall things, something in Vanessa, something that I like the document that I read.
Yeah,
Right. I will let
that's
them
history. So your roll was 21?
Yes.
18.
Change one.
Your track is.
Don't do that.
Dude, I love that track. So, as you're looking it over, Zamira, and you begin to try and recall the things that you read in that scroll within the library and so many years ago, you begin to catch similarities of the artwork that was crudely drawn within that scroll that are much like the serpents that kind of coil around these 4 pillars. And you catch small glimpses of different symbols and icons across the altar in the center that you definitely point and very easily put together similarities from them. Kari, what'd you get?
An 18, and I'm proud to say that my page can now receive its first entry for Zamira.
That's what you think. You don't know shit.
I just heard it.
As
Oh,
you're
wait,
looking
never
across
mind, that
the
was in your
altar,
mind.
you can
Shit.
see there is bits of freshly moved rock where you can see it looks like the statue was almost ground against the rock ever so slightly, almost looking like the altar could be moved.
I will point it out to our big, strong people, looking at Zamira and Fane and Kothar, because they're the ones to move this, not me.
Technically, Kothar is. We're next.
But I guess in the effort, I will once again the palm kind of splits open, and I will use what little force I can to help.
I
For
guess we'll
shifting
try
the
to
altar.
push it if he wants me to.
Yes, I will
I'm
join.
gonna assist as well.
Yeah, I mean, between you guys, I'm not even gonna have to ask you guys to roll, because between Fane and Kothar alone, not to mention Zamira helping, you guys easily push this altar out of the way, revealing a coiling-like serpent with its mouth open and a keyhole in the center of it below the statue.
We'll take
Is
the
this the Chamber of
bronze.
Secrets, Matt?
Say that what?
Is this the Chamber of Secrets?
I'm not telling you anything.
Wrong. It's the chamber of double wax.
Within lies all of the combat we desire.
Oh yeah. Kothar, rock hard, will take the bronze key that he has taken from the statue and insert it into the serpent's mouth and unlock it.
You think you'd unlock it, but as you
Oh.
insert the key, you can feel almost as the key presses into a keyhole, but there's something strange about it. As you go to turn it, you can hear a spring mechanism begin to turn and break. And as you do, the footing or the altar, the circular lever or the circular platform you guys have been standing on in an instant opens, and you guys are now falling into the pyramid below.
Whoops.
Luckily.
I'm not. I will grab Kothar
Will you though?
as flap my wings out. Oh,
If you go
I need you to
grab
make a
me, I'll
strength.
shake-
I need you to
I'll
make a
shake
strength
my
saving
violently.
throw for that.
I'll shake my head violently
I-
just to grab me.
I don't think I would have time to understand. I would just
No.
literally grab the first person I was next to.
I cast
Strength.
levitate. Actually, no, I have feather fall. I'm good.
Featherfall, you can put that
It's
on like
a
4 of us,
16
or all of
for
us.
this. No,
How much was
she's got monk slow
Oh,
fall.
you've got slow fall, not featherfall.
16.
16. Unfortunately, you and Kothar both go plummeting as you are unable to really get your bearing with your wings fast enough before that. You will reduce the damage you both take. So each of you
I'm
will.
not. I mean, if I can't grip him, I'm not gonna fight it. I'm gonna flap my wings and not take the. Like
Okay,
I wouldn't.
you're just
just
gonna
go
drop
down
Kothar
with
then?
the ship on that one. I would. Yeah, if I can't feasibly save him, I'm not gonna like.
Okay.
Ain't
Sorry,
no blame
Kothar,
here,
dude.
buddy. No blame
Yeah,
here.
so you go to try and grip him, and instead he just slips straight through your grasp. So Kothar, Akari, and Kidai, you
Oh,
each take.
real quick, DM. Go on, but real quick.
You each take 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the ground below 30 feet.
Okay.
Question
that's
question
way
for you,
less than I
DM.
thought.
Damn.
As soon as we begin to plummet, Akari's gets another flash from his past, I will say.
Yeah.
Processes begin immediately running. Is it possible for me to cast Misty Step and avoid the fall damage?
I'd say you could.
It's the question of like when you teleport, do you keep your momentum? It's like a whole Portal 2 question, but
With this
essentially
distance, with
it's
this
30 feet
distance,
down,
yeah,
you say.
it's 30 feet down.
Yeah.
With this
so
distance,
I could
I'd
just
say you wouldn't
down
really
there.
keep the momentum. Falling farther, yeah, you might.
Okay. Then out of a reaction and discovering something new, Akari casts Misty Step. As an almost automatic routine occurs.
So
I will fly down as soon as I miss. I will then fly down.
I'll
that's
run
easy
over to
enough to do.
Kidai. Are you okay? It was quite the landing.
I mean, that stung a little, but I'm all right. I tried to flatten my body out, like those squirrels. It didn't work.
I can't say
No,
I
instead
really
you just
do.
like belly flopped on concrete.
Here, I think I might have something for that, and I'll burn a healing charge on
Mhm.
Kidai.
Thanks.
It's not burning if you're saving the best amongst us.
You just landed on your feet.
It's investing, not burning, Kothar.
as you
One
guys
plus
slam down into this
spirit
massive
fall.
cylindrical room, roughly 50 foot wide, you see there is a fountain with that same statue of that woman in the center, that water pouring out of her urn into the fountains below. Looking around, doesn't appear as if there's any way out, but it almost seems quiet.
Bitch.
You can hear the trickling of the water coming from from the fountain as it pours into the waters below. And then 2 black spears come shooting out of the fountain one towards you, Kothar, and one towards you, Fane. That's cocked. That sucks because it was a natural 20. Fane, that is a 12 to hit. Kothar, that's a even lower. Yeah, cool. My guys don't get to do anything.
Zing zing.
What guys, Matt? What guys?
What guys, Matt?
I'm diving at the guys.
As these
What
2 black spears
guys?
come flying out of the water, you can see these 2 almost scaly-like merfolk crawl their way out of this fountain in the center of the room. The two harpoons in hands, they pull them back with the chains that they had on their spears into their hands. I need you guys to roll initiative.
They're making
no.
their way at us.
Do it, Matt.
Whack, whack. Whack, whack.
Okay, seriously. Oh, that's an 18.
Dude, this
One
dice
day
is
you're gonna
straight
see the
cheating
big time
today.
lightning, Matt.
Quick.
One
No,
day.
Box,
minus 2.
there-
I rolled 6 16s.
Aiden, silver or gold? Silver or gold?
Twinsies.
All that glitters is gold, baby.
Oh. Okay.
Hey,
20,
man, you
25.
said earlier you should not have gone with gold. You should have overridden me.
No, I trust your judgment.
Give me 1 second here.
Yeah, do it, Matt. Do it.
Guess what helped?
Do it. Do it to me, Matt.
Oh, he doesn't even need to go get the battle, Matt. He's already fucking got it on the table. He had his hook, line, and sinkered.
Unlike those merfolk.
Okay, that was an appetizer. Now
That was
it's
a good
time to
joke.
whack.
Listen, all that boat did was whet my appetite. Listen, I've had my appetizer of whack. It's time for my 3-course meal
Give me 1
and
second.
entree.
Unfortunately, those sailors got fucking destroyed because this party just like,
Bro, rip.
oh my.
Mmm.
Oh, sexy.
It's so cute.
Took it a little- A little cramped here, a little tight.
It's a small room. Said it was only like 50 feet wide.
That's how I like it.
That's like 10 feet wide.
What are you talking
Feels
about?
like it's fucking.
Hold on,
Feels
hold
like it's 5 feet wide. I'm a little cramped in here, baby.
Holy fuck,
Oh,
that is
that's
50.
just-
What the fuck?
that's
It's
just
60
50.
feet wide.
Bro,
Don't believe
no.
in that.
All right. Like I said, 60-foot wide room. Gave you guys 10 more feet than you should have. So, 25 to 20. Ooh, both the Marrows go first.
Eh, fuck those nerds.
Fuck 'em.
15 to 20.
19.
19. Oh, same hat.
And that-
19.
Seriously?
4 19s.
All 4 of you got 19. No fucking way.
See,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
yeah.
I
My
rolled
critical
2
roll dice has
19s
been
on
rolling
each of
like
my
a god
D20s
right
for
now.
them. No shit.
Yep.
But they got a +1 to Dex, so.
I'm rolling this singular D20 the rest of the night. It's been an absolute stellar performer.
All right, so Zamira, I believe, would go first, or would that be Akari? Which one of you's got the higher Dex?
I've got a 19.
we all have the same decks.
Yeah,
Do we
well,
all?
Plus 5 to Dex.
We have
Yeah.
20s in decks.
Okay, so
Oh,
which
well,
one?
you
You
guys
which
go
one of you
first.
wants to go
I go
first?
last.
Which one of you wants to go
He
first?
said I could.
Okay.
I will.
Zamira, Bane, Akare, Kidai, Kothar.
I rolled a respectable 13. I want the record to show.
I'm so sorry.
I cannot believe 4 of us got the exact same initiative.
Oh, too funny.
There are people that would give anything for a 13, you know? That's
Top of
Man,
the
I'm
round,
gonna- I'm
the
gonna
marrow that is
revise
on
every-
top of the fountain is going to turn. And noticing that he could not hit neither Kothar nor Bane, he is going to turn and throw his harpoon at you, Kidai.
Oh,
Not her.
Illegal.
Illegal. 19 to hit.
yeah.
You son of a bitch. The idea that Kidai could take any points of damage for this entire campaign is
Unacceptable.
patently absurd.
7 points of piercing damage. I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Wow, okay.
She's gonna turn into a
Monk
bear and
throw
fuck
things
you
at the
up.
monk, Matt.
Probably.
Oh no. Saving throw, you
Yes.
said? That's a 3.
As he throws this black harpoon with this chain attached to it, it pierces through Kidai's shoulder and it's almost holding out the back with his barbed edges. As he goes to pull, her body just gets dragged towards him.
I mean, to be fair, she literally did
What
like
dick.
Play-Doh scoop out a dude's eyes earlier, so.
I did. It was fun. You should try it sometime.
All
Sorry,
right, that will bring
Kidai.
us to the other one's
Hey.
turn, who is going to shift his way over here onto you, Fane.
Man, I wish somebody would ship up my.
Bitch.
First hit's a 21.
Well, yeah, that hits.
I know.
Gotta be a dick about it. I mean,
13
geez.
points of piercing damage. Second hit is a 16.
Right, paused.
Got it.
Actually, no. I'm gonna save it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna save it.
Big
But
money.
I deflect the Triton with my shield, and sort of bring him in for that classic like get close and sneer at him a little bit.
Over here.
Got it. Zamira, you're up. Fane, you're on deck.
I want to run over to the one that's attacking Kedai.
The one that has Kedai grappled currently? I should have mentioned you were grappled Kedai, sorry.
Makes sense.
I move off camera to
We're
vape.
gonna take just a whole fuck ton of attacks at them.
It's like Tay Zonde over there.
The first one is an 18.
18. Yeah, that hits.
Vape.
Good to know. That is 12 points of damage for that one. Swing with the quarterstaff again. That is a 15.
15 will miss, I apologize. What was the damage on the first one? Sorry.
Okay, well then just for that, I'm gonna spend a key point. Do what?
What was the damage on the first
15
one?
No, 12 points of damage.
12 points of damage on the first one. Got it.
I'm gonna Fury of Blows him.
Got it.
First one is a 20. Dirty 20. Second
Yeah, I
one
mean, that hits.
is a 24.
24 will both hit.
Okay, 10 damage for the first one, 8 damage for the second.
10 damage for the first one, 8 damage for the second. You got it. So you guys watch as Zamira just like darts, almost running across the tops of the water of this fountain. And as she runs up behind this Marrow, just kind of standing, has moved his way, maneuvered up on top of this fountain here with his back tail kind of spiraling down this pillar that looks like it disappears into the fountain below. She just comes up, takes a series of blows into the back of him, and you can see it's not doing any damage, but the movement, you can feel the barbs pulling against Kedai, and she's almost wincing as you pound into him. That'll bring us to your turn, Fane.
That's all right. Did not expect that.
Okay, I will.
My car's on deck, yeah?
So I will go to I will fly up behind the Marrow that is attacking Kedai. I'm going to land behind him if I can keep my footing while I do so.
Okay, you will take attack of opportunity from the one that's next.
Correct. I want to be flanking on this one.
This one?
Yeah, on the one that's attacking Kedai.
Hey. There we go, we did it. Alright, attack of opportunity on
Okay.
that one.
So,
That's a 22 on his attack of opportunity.
that hits.
14 points of piercing damage.
Okay. I will make 2 whackety whacks on this fellow with the whip. By the way.
Yep.
So first one is going to be a 23 to hit.
23 is gonna hit.
Okay, and that's going to be a tripping attack.
Got it.
So he's going to make a DC 16 strength saving throw.
Ooh, that's a failure. That's a 9.
Okay.
He
So
falls
he
prone,
is prone. He is prone. He takes 13 points of damage. And then, wow, I did not realize his base was that large. I thought that was the fountain. Just for shits and giggles. No, I'm going to save it. Since he's already prone. I'm going to hit him again. Whackety whack. With advantage. That's going to be a 27 to hit.
27 to hit, that hits.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be a. Hold on. That's going to be 13 damage on the second strike. And then I am going to.
Shit.
Screw it. I'm going to action surge.
Yeah.
Let's just get through this. Another attack. Sorry, I'm struggling here. That's going to be a big old 23.
23. You got it.
And I will make this a disarming strike just for shits and giggles.
Jesus.
Jeez, man.
You're bullying this man.
What's my?
That's going to be 11 DC 16 strength.
That's an 11 on his strength save.
So he fails and he drops his
His
grasp on
harpoons.
his chain. He
Correct.
drops his
So-
harpoon,
Kidai, you are no longer grappled.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
and that is going to be 11 points of damage on that.
Got it.
And then one more smack with the whip,
Fucking action surge.
and that is going to be a 27 to hit.
Oh.
And we'll
Jesus,
just take the old D6 on that one. It's going to be 10 points of damage. And then I will bonus action second
Isn't
wind.
your bonus action to
So-
action surge?
No,
Action
Free
surge is no
it
action.
is
Oh, it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
It's no
free
action.
action. So I will just take the 1 point of healing. Well, 6 technically.
Oof. Alrighty.
That's the end of my turn.
That brings us to your
Who's he
turn,
looking
Akari.
rough?
DM question, because I've tried to count the squares and I just can't sort it out. Can I, along the straightest path, make it to merfolk that isn't being absolutely destroyed by my friends on the opposite side of the room?
Melee?
Preferably on the side away from you and to your left? Yeah, that square there.
wanna
Can
go
I get
melee?
there? Straightest path. I don't care about anything. I'll acrobatic shit. I'll do anything I want to do to get there.
30 is there.
No, I meant in melee.
Okay.
Yeah, like across the pond was what I was
30
thinking.
gets you.
Okay. I'm going to the umber bow. I just kind of throw. It's kind of. I've made a sling. I'll just say I made a sling. I kind of throw it along my back and I draw the slightly curved blade. And as I go by the one in the middle, I will take my 2 strikes at it. But as I start my movement, I will say, Kothar, giving you an opening. And I'm going to take my 2 strikes to the one in the middle.
Alright.
So first shot is, oh boy, with the short sword. Oh, wrong tab. The short sword is a 15 to hit on the first. I should probably say I'm bonus action planar warrioring on the first one.
Okay.
So 15 to hit.
15.
The second strike.
15 misses.
Okay. The second strike is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
Okay. So this is the one that wasn't planar warriored, unfortunately. Wait, hang on. This is something I should probably know. Does planar warrior last until I hit? Let me read. Bonus action, choose one creature. I chose the middle one. Next time you hit that creature on this turn with a weapon attack, so the planar warrior would take effect here.
There you go.
Good to know. So the D8 for force. This is all force damage, by the by. Double 2s plus 4 is big 8.
8. 8 points of damage. You got it.
Yep.
One of the centers looking kind of hurt, guys.
Okay. He probably would get an attack of opportunity on me. Well, he doesn't have a weapon.
I mean, he's also
He'd get a
prone.
disadvantage.
He's also
He would.
prone. So,
And getting beat the shit up. But yeah, that's my turn.
all right, that brings us to your turn, Kidai. Kothar, you're on deck.
Who's over by the one on our left to the screen?
It's me.
That would be.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like to poison spray, but not hit Akare. I don't even know if you're affected by poison, but I don't want to hit him.
Resistant. Not that you would know that.
I figured. Oh, whatever.
Yeah, you
Can
could-
I
you-
do
you
that
could-
again?
Yeah, I believe it's a 15 foot
It's a
cone,
10-foot. 10-foot.
So you could maneuver your cone such that it would.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I will do that. 22.
22, you got it. That hits.
I don't get to roll d12s as often. Oh, it's 19.
Hey, there you go. That hits.
No, that's the damage.
Oh, that's the damage. Sorry, I thought that was your second attack. How much damage?
I don't have a second attack. 19.
19.
Poison
you
spray
st-
is technically a con save.
Oh, is it?
Oh, you're right. I was rolling for it. I was looking at primal savagery, so yeah.
I failed my con save anyways.
Okay, so
12.
19 then. Yeah,
Alright.
it's a 16, so.
Yeah, 19 points of poison damage. You got it.
And then am I still within range of the other guy?
When he stands up, you will be.
But not now. Like, I can get away.
You could
Without
move
an-
away.
Opportunity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
You wanna
I'm gonna
move away
back
from
up
him?
against that wall over there.
Okay.
Or no, the far wall.
Okay,
in the back.
attack of opportunity.
But I was on the
Actually, no, he already took one this turn. Look at against Fane, he doesn't have a reaction.
yeah, and I was on the fountain. So can I just like towards the back wall is what I mean.
Towards you.
Yeah, towards you.
Sorry.
That's better. Yeah, that'll be fine. No worries.
Alright. And that's where we end tonight's session, so Kothar doesn't get to whack.
Oh, I was so shook for a second.
I'm joking. Kothar, that brings us to your turn.
I was about to quit the campaign. No, fucking no cap. I'll take my 40 feet and I will attempt to get on the other side of a car as he called an opening for me.
Easy enough.
I'll take my 2 attacks. Flanking. Big ass sword. Oh, I will bonus action rage first.
I assumed so.
Do it, man.
19 to hit on the first one.
Yeah, that hits.
For
That's a
10 damage. Sorry, 12 damage.
12 damage.
Oh, that's much worse. The
you
second
rolling
one.
advantage?
Yes, the second one is not going to hit. It's a 14.
Unfortunate that doesn't hit.
Yep.
Buddy.
Alright. Top of the round.
Yeah, and I burned my bonus action to rage, so yep.
Top of the round, the first Marrow is going to stand up.
After getting manhandled by a man with a whip.
Yeah.
God, I wish that were me.
He is pissed.
It's as homoerotic as
Right here.
cool.
He's going to turn, and he's going to take his 2 attacks against you.
Against me?
First one's a natural 20.
I hate your dice so much, man.
accept.
I love my dice. I'm sorry. "21 points of piercing damage.
Woo!
Second attack.
Yikes.
I shit you not, it's a natural 1.
Heaven or hell, baby.
Oh, fuck.
I will riposte at that.
I assumed so.
You get
He stood up, yeah.
Yeah, he stood
Yeah,
up.
he is.
But yeah, I do. He stood up, but he is
Flanked?
am I flanked with him?
Yeah,
Zamira still
Zamira's
on
on
the
the
other
opposite side. Although,
Alright, cool.
I don't believe you get flanking on not your turn.
I thought it was just all attacks, but
I assumed it was all attacks. If I
Sure.
don't have advantage, I
No,
won't
go ahead and roll advantage. I can look it up. I'm
Okay.
honestly not sure off the top of my head.
No, I can look it up.
Okay.
I've got a
That's a
TMG right here.
19.
19, you said? That hits.
Mm-hmm. So that's going to be 13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. That guy is looking stupid hurt because that's the only one you guys have hit. Except for the damage that
As
Kothar
he's-
put into the other guy.
Well, I put damage in
I
there.
As
put in
he-
damage.
Oh no, you're right. Never mind.
Oh wait, no, key die. That was on the opposite guy. I wrote it for this guy. You're
Yeah.
right. I need to move that.
It was
As he
19.
swings in at me, I will like deflect his Triton with the shield and like lightning fast snap across, do the classic pull in for the headbutt and just like break his nose.
Okay. There's like a scaly face there, and you go to like smash into it. There's not really a nose there, but you like slam into it. Get the sense that you broke something.
Good. Bitch.
That'll bring us to the other Marrow's turn, who is going to take 2 attacks against you, Akare.
Okay.
First one is a 14 to hit.
Misses.
Second one's a 19 to hit.
That is.
14 points of piercing damage.
Okay. Flanking simply states you have advantage on melee attack rolls.
Okay.
When you're using squares. We're using squares, not hexes.
We're not using hexes.
You said 14, yeah?
Yes.
Got it.
You can use me all you like.
That brings us to your turn, Zamira. Fane, you're on deck.
Not that kind of hex, you horny bastard.
Okay.
Goodness, nothing's sacred.
I'm gonna run up and try to hit him with both my quarterstaff attacks this time.
Beat him up.
Oh, well, I spoke too soon. Don't hit him with the first one. But the second one's a 23.
23 to hit. That'll do it.
13 points of damage from that one.
You got it.
And then I'm just gonna use my bonus action for 1 unarmed strike here.
For what?
Oh,
Unarmed strike.
bonus
Okay.
action unarmed strike.
Yeah, I just couldn't hear you. Sorry.
It didn't hit because Dice hates me tonight.
I'm sorry.
Well, you're
Alright.
flanking.
So I'll
You,
just
are you rolling at
stand.
advantage?
Are you rolling at advantage? Because you're flanking.
I didn't roll any of those at advantage.
Reroll one of your hits and reroll your unarmed strike.
Okay. Do better,
That's
Dice.
a mage, girl.
Ooh, that's
Oh.
a 17 for the quarterstaff. Does that hit?
That's gonna hit.
Fucking better.
Oh, minimum damage 6.
6 points of damage. All right, and your unarmed
Reroll this
strike.
Unarmed strike. Natural 20.
Yes!
It's a good thing we brought it up.
13 points of damage.
13 points of damage. That guy is barely hanging on. Bane, brings us to your turn.
About to make him a sashimi.
All right. I am going in for Le Whack, except it's going to be a fancy whack. So I'm all about the fancy whacks.
I always feel like with Fane, it's like whack. I think Kothar's like whack.
It's a 25 whack. It's
Yeah.
a 25 snippety snap.
That hits.
Yeah, there's a.
All right.
Mine's infinitely more violent, don't worry.
Faina's whack
Yeah.
with the squiggles
Uh,
and Kothar's whack with the stars.
Yeah, there's like a
mine is
like a-
mine is Le Whack.
like an unfiltered whack is what Kothar's got. He's just straight up just like full 72-point font.
Like when you, I'm filtered kombucha. He's the unfiltered kombucha. He just comes
God.
on you very frothy.
I'm the
and strong.
9% kombucha Liz didn't know she bought one time.
And then drank all day throughout a Wednesday.
Oh god.
That's 9 points of damage.
9 points of damage. How would you like to do
Just
this?
9% alcohol.
Oh,
So as I sort of like pull release from the broken nose kind of thing, with my whip still sort of wrapped around him for flavor, I just bring my shield across and slam, slam, slam into his neck until I hear something break, and then I just throw him down.
Watch as the body begins to slowly float and sink beneath the fountain. Alright.
Did you say he sunk beneath the fountain?
I was gonna say that's terrifying.
Yep.
But I'm not gonna go.
I mean,
It's not
they came,
terrifying.
It came
about
out
that's
of the
our way
fountain.
ahead.
It came out of the fountain.
That's not terrifying.
I
That's our way
will-
ahead.
I will I will run over to the other one and smackety smack.
Got it.
Is there a way for me with my flying speed to land opposite of Kothar?
I should have mentioned the roof above you guys did close after you fell in, just in case you were trying to fly out.
Oh,
Okay.
I think that was assumed.
Fly net. You said when you want to fly next to Kothar or on the opposite side?
No, opposite side of Kothar for the flanky flank.
Yeah.
Alright, and then I will make an attack at advantage because I'm allergic to straight rolls. That's a big ol' 18.
18's going to hit.
Nice.
6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
Or I'm
you got
allergic
it.
to anything that's
Mi-
straight too.
Jesus Christ.
I love you. I don't just like you, I love you.
Couldn't even let that slip. Yeah, he had to capitalize.
June.
You're right. Also, thank you, Matt.
Ban battle maps or ban non-battle map games.
It's boring to watch. Nobody wants to see fucking minis that don't move for 10 minutes.
All right. That brings us to your turn, Akara. Akita, you're on deck.
Okay. Still got the sword out. Planar warrior on the first. Well, planar warrior, I should say, not on the first. At advantage because I'm still flanking. Yeah.
Yes.
A natural 1, and I swear to God, I'm gonna take a picture of this. Heaven or hell, natural 1 and natural 20.
Yep.
So for the short sword, it's a D6 and a D8 for planar warrior. 7 and a 4 is 11, doubled to 22 plus my 4 for my short sword thing. 22 plus 4, 26 on the first.
26 points of damage. Jesus Christ.
Yep. And in the effort to not mess up this picture, I'm gonna go see if I can find a D20 real fast. Fuck it, I'll just.
It's no big deal.
I just like the natural 1 and natural 20. Okay, that was a natural 2. Natural 4. No, it's a 13 to hit.
Doesn't hit. All right.
Makes up for the crit. No, I'm sticking where I'm at.
Akita, you're up.
My big boys are around me. I'm good to go.
Yep. Is there anybody close to him?
Yeah, you got 3 of your friends all right next to him.
Oh, friends. That's okay.
Please don't kill us. We know you're a powerful nature woman, and we're scared.
Is there 1 left or 2 left?
One.
Oh, okay.
Zamira just looks like 1 because she's got all this wind floating around her.
Okay, that's what
Yeah,
it
I
was.
need to
That's
paint
what
her
it
other
was.
mini still.
Okay. I'm going to. I believe it was Fane that took pretty significant damage a minute ago.
He did get smacked.
Yeah. I'll go ahead and
pretty
cure
fucking
wounds
chuffed.
him.
Up right now.
What are you doing?
I'm gonna cure wounds Fane.
Okay, so you run up to Fane to cast Cure Wounds.
Yes.
Actually,
God bless.
don't have enough move, unfortunately.
What if I try real hard?
But unfortunately, it still doesn't get you there.
Really? It looks so small. This room looks so small.
5, 10, 15, 30 gets.
Okay, well, hold on
What if I
1 second,
throw
if
her?
you don't mind.
Matt, just bend the rules.
Hold on 1
It's
second.
Ki we're talking about. Just bend the rules, dude. Just let her teleport.
Once a day on a long rest without using a spell slot, I can Misty Step
Hey, there you go.
up to 30 feet. So I'll get as close as I can to him
But you can't
and then
cast
run
two
away
spells.
again.
You
But
can't
it's
cast
not a
two
spell
spells.
slot.
Without expending a spell slot, you can cast Misty Step.
So you're still
Yeah.
casting the spell.
That's the tricky part. It is technically still a spell being cast. It's
Damn
just
it,
not
I
costing you
really
anything.
thought that would slide.
Sorry.
I wish it would, because it would be really fucking cool to do right now.
That makes sense. It does, but
Be honest though, Lissa, it's probably for the benefit because I'm pretty sure Kothar's got that healing kit and he's gonna pump some into Fane.
that's true. I just want to help. Well,
Me
where
too.
am I now?
Do you want to go back to where you were? Do you want to take that back?
Where am I? Just right now?
You're right
Where'd you
behind
put me?
Fane currently, because I Misty Step
Behind
you
Fane.
there, so
Can I Misty Step in front of him and just go at his face too? I'll just Primal Savagery again.
sure.
Oh God. She's returned to monkey.
Why not? You know.
Have him cornered against this wall.
Yeah, we are literally like Cartoon Network dust ball with like
26.
limbs flying out of it.
26, you said? Yeah, that hits.
Yes.
Jesus, you guys don't roll below 20, I think.
Oh, that's bad though.
I'm
4.
telling you, this CR dice is rolling like a god right now.
How much damage?
4.
4 points of damage. You got it. All right.
Although it is the one that rolled a natural one for me, so just recently.
Both that
It's
brings us to your
tarnished his
turn.
reputation. Do it.
I'm gonna whack twice. I'm gonna bring the first one down across his shoulder and try to rake it across the collarbone and then just jab him right in the center of the fucking stomach.
God damn, yeah.
First one is a 21.
Yeah, that hits.
Second one, I apologize, is a natural 20.
Oh no. Oh no.
This man's is probably dead. We'll see.
Well, I'm rolling 2d6, so we'll find out.
The big whack.
The first
You don't have
one is a
brutal critical yet, do you?
I don't have brutal critical, and I don't have Grit Weapon Master yet either.
For the future.
Well, if I had
Yeah,
brutal
he
critical, I
says,
would
yeah.
not be using this sword. Sorry, Matt. The first one is 16.
Hmm.
And the second one, which is the crit. Okay,
Matt.
21.
He is barely holding on.
Is that 37
as I-
turn?
Yeah, as I rake the sword out of his stomach, I'll look at him kind of barely standing, and I'll start foaming at the mouth,
Oh,
and I
God.
will bonus action Hungry Jaws.
Yes.
This fucking guy. This fucking guy.
And I'll go right for the, like, where the fucking neck meets the shoulder, like right at the fucking meaty part.
Mm,
He's getting his sushi today.
little afternoon snack.
17?
17's gonna hit.
Yeah.
I believe they call that ceviche.
12 points will do it. How would you like to do this?
Yes!
I'll just, after I bring it down across his shoulder and just stab him in the stomach, I'll pull him tight in on the sword. And I'll just go in right at the neck. And just start tearing at muscle.
Easy enough to do. His body goes limp. Slithers across the floor.
You sound so sad every time you say easy enough to do when I kill someone.
Yeah,
It
well.
is funny.
Because it's easy enough to do for you. You literally pushed over an entire tower into another tower and killed 4 men.
Shoved them into the grinding
They were
stone.
just drinking jungle juice and keeping watch, and you murdered. Well, I helped, but you murdered those
Listen,
boys.
They worked for the wrong man. Fuck them.
So, looking around this room now that the two merfolk have been dealt with, you can see there
The
is that
toof?
ever trickling pool in the center, an almost fluorescent like glow coming from beneath it. This only thing illuminating this room. You can see the almost like water like effect across the ceiling that is now shut above you. What are you guys doing?
Hey, Zamira, does it look like that pool kind of goes down?
Seems to. I mean, he did fall underneath the water and disappear. And there's not really another way out. Do I see any etchings or anything on the wall?
Solid stone. There is no indications of anything else in this room besides this singular fountain in the center.
Oops, sorry.
Thane takes this opportunity to spit blood.
Yeah, I was going to do a party checkup. Does anybody need? Hey, psst, y'all need? Hey.
They need.
I'm at 16 out of 59.
I was about to walk
bad
over
it's not
and seeing that
60.
Fane looks
Yeah,
not
you
great.
better get 10 next level up or I'm gonna be mad.
I'll expend a healer's kit charge on Fane.
Got it.
Assuming Fane does not look wholly better, I will drop a Cure Wounds into him as well.
Got it.
I think it would be appreciated. What is the healer's
12.
kit? Give me
12.
12. Wow, that's pretty good.
It's a D6
that's
plus
28.
4 plus your hit dice.
If you need
So
more,
it-
let me know.
Better every time.
I swear to God, I'm never using another
Nice.
dice set.
You need more?
Once again, the CR dice set 8 plus 2, 10. On a
I'm
level
at
1 Cure Wounds.
38 out of 59. It's not super great, but if we
I'll
were
do
in
another one.
pinch,
I'll
we could
do one.
manage.
Could we take a moment?
And Draxus is being dragged into the bottom of this currently.
Yeah,
You're right.
no, we don't have the time for that shit. That's a whole hour. We can't.
It's 10.
Nice.
Thank you.
Damn.
I'll just dive into the water and look around. Hopefully,
As
I
you
don't
dive
in
into the
on my
water
head.
and you look down, you can see almost. It almost feels like you are being pushed downward, like the current is pulling you downward. And it looks like as it hits the bottom, you can see there's a light source coming from the other end, but you can't quite tell what it is. It does look like
Is
it leads
pushing me
somewhere.
down so much that I can't get back out to tell them to come on?
You can get back out. It just seems like the current is pulling you downwards, but you're a strong enough swimmer you can peek your head back out and tell.
I'll just stick my hand out of the water and do a come here motion and go back down.
Just had the stupidest mental image of Zamira diving into the pond and just discovering that it's actually super shallow and just like.
Yeah, that was what I was afraid of.
Oh
As-
man.
It'd be amazing.
Zamira signals for all of you to follow, and I assume you all do. That's where we'll
Indeed.
end tonight's session.
Ooh.
We're in a pyramid now, baby.
We
What the
got the
fuck
whack.
do we do?
Technically, we're
God,
we're
we've
in
found the
California.
dragons. It's time to find the dungeon, baby.
I thought you were going to say it's time to fuck.
Oh man.
I have to go on record and say that I think this is geographically the most ground we've covered in one session
Yes.
because we got a lot done,
You did get a
and
lot
I wasn't
done.
expecting to get a lot done. But we did.
Hey, we went through the jungle. Hey, good session. How about that? We'll go there. Good session. We did pretty well.
It was a fun one, at least for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks
It
for
is.
more
I'm
diary entries,
excited.
Matt.
I am
about it?
excited you've led us to the base of a dungeon crawl.
Yep.
The beginning of one.
Couldn't be happier to be in the beginning of a dungeon crawl. Fine by me.
Oh, it's time
I'm
to
excited.
whack and then whack and then
Excited.
whack again.
I'm excited that Aiden still didn't get to take any notes on his Zamira page.
Ah, you're such a.
Oh, I took
Spot on.
notes on Zamira. Don't worry.
Oh.
She punches things. That's what his notes were.
My
Alrighty.
note is.
Go ahead.
Well, I'll tell you after the session ends.
Big punch.
Guys, thanks for joining us tonight. It's late. We're gonna call it a night. A few of us have to go to bed and be up in 4 hours for work, so we want to get some sleep. Thanks for joining us. We love you. We hope to see you next time. Join us next week. We'll be live Tuesday or Thursday. You can check out our Discord or our Twitter. We'll announce usually on Sundays what days we're streaming for the week. Yeah, for the people that are new here, thanks for joining us. We hope you enjoy it. You guys have a good night.
Yep.
Bye.
Good night, guys.
Bye.